Okay. Let's try it now. Okay, how are we now? Are we good now?
Looking. Oh, okay. Yep. I'm seeing a new page live now.
Okay. I'll be sure to delete that old one later. Okay. Let's see if people show back up.
Hey, hello,
Yeah,
welcome to one of their mistakes and issues were addressed.
So this is
surprise stream.
This is the start of the street. This is the start of the actual thing for real now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, like nothing ever happened. This is the first time BJ just went live.
Yeah.
Everything is going smoothly.
Hopefully.
How is everybody doing this fine evening? Glad you could join us.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I just died. Like, OBS is just being kind of mean right now. So, but like, look, it looks like it's smooth now. I adjusted things a little bit. So hopefully we should be good now.
Up and it's buffering. Oh wait. Okay, I think wait, hold on. Okay, I think it may have fixed itself for now.
Okay. Are we good? Are we actually good?
Well, I mean, for right now, it's looking good. But push comes to shove, if it keeps acting up, you could probably just like click stop streaming on OBS, quickly decrease the kilobits per second by like 200, and then immediately start streaming again. Just so that it won't save into another separate video.
Okay, there we go. Chat's fixed there.
Elena, Kaylin Zeki, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Hey, thank you for subscribing to my best friend here. Thank you so much.
Am I frozen? Webcam looks good to me.
Well, let's see. No, it's. I mean, I thought it was frozen because your head was like very still, but nope. Chad on the stream is responding okay. I mean, so far everything is looking good. Putting aside that brief moment where it buffered.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we're okay then. So let's go ahead and get things started then before something else bad happens.
Right.
Alrighty. So. Yep. So this is, I guess, what is this? Our 9th installment of Mistakes and Issues for characters 81 to 90. If my math is, if I know how to math correctly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we are doing characters 81 to 90 today. I know I just did character 91, but we're gonna save that for the next one, and depending on whether or not how fast the stream goes, I suppose. So yeah, real quick. Other reason why. So yeah, like I said before it crashed. I wanted to get these mistakes and issues back up regularly, so that way I do them when the characters are still fresh in everyone's mind. So that way I can get proper feedback. Other reason though why I want to do this right now is because for those who missed my announcements on my community page as well as Twitter, there will not be an upload this Friday because my sister Sophia is graduating high school this week, and we're going to be having family coming down to visit. So so while they're here, I'm not going to be working on anything. So instead, you guys will get stream tonight and maybe another night if I feel like it. Up until family starts coming down. But all right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this stuff started. So starting with Master Chief, and that's the big reason why I wanted to make sure that Ryan was here during this, since that was a moveset that both he and I made together. So
yes,
initially for Master Chief, any issues with it? Anything that you would have done differently, or any ideas that you guys would like to share with it? Thoughts in general.
Oh yeah, because I know. Okay, I will admit, I even brought this up to BJ like during the beta testing. I know I could have done better performance-wise. Because I noticed even when I was listening back to the video, I told BJ, my God, okay, I am sorry. I'm just now realizing I am talking incredibly slow during this whole thing. Like, much slower than usual. Because I don't usually talk that slow. But at the time when I was recording, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't talking too fast to the point where...
Thank you. Well, that'll just be something to keep in mind for later on. And again, I should also clarify as well. I want to keep things on track. I don't want to get too off track for the most part. This is for the people in the chat. Keep everything you say relevant to the character that we're talking about. If you try save any questions like that's not relevant to what we're talking about at the moment for the end. Like I'll dedicate a little bit of time to that for the end of the stream. And we are just gonna ignore stuff for other characters that we're currently not on topic for. Yep, and there. Yep, it did it. Soundflower, thank you. Let me just fix that. Go figure. All right, talk now.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. You're good. Okay, so
good.
The basic summary of what Ryan said. He doesn't like that he talked. He realized that he talked a little slow during his Master Chief stuff. So for the future, he'll be sure to keep that in mind. What I am seeing though here is that Elijah Anderson.
I was just about to read his comment.
Yeah, he said Master Chief's ammo amount should for each weapon should depend on how many players are in the match. Low for 1v1s, high for 8-player matches. Weight stance's ammo amounts is only appropriate for 4 to 5-player matches. I don't really think that needs to be a thing. Because
it really doesn't.
Because Smash Ultimate, and I imagine future Smash games as well, already incorporates the function where attacks will have scaled damage. So like they do more damage on 1v1s and less, or it's I forget how it works. I forget which way it goes, but it is scaled in that sense. So I think because that function's there, the ammo count really does not need to be scaled.
Yeah, plus on top of that, when you really get down to it, like taking it from like another perspective, if you were to actually watch like multiplayer matches, like say Team Slayer in any Halo game, regardless of how many players are in the game, whether it be like 4v4, 8v8, or whatever, the ammo count on every single weapon remains unchanged. So like in Halo 3, you know, if you do like Team Slayer 4v4, it's still like 300 bullets or something like that. And then and like a big Team Slayer 8v8, still the same amount of ammo. So the fact that even in the main games themselves do not really do anything in regards to changing the amount of ammo, regardless of how many players are in a game or whatever, I don't think that should be really necessary to utilize something like that in Smash.
I think, okay, and Muli clarified more damage in 1v1, less in free-for-all. Okay, thank you. Okay. I knew it was one way. I just can never remember. Amy McElroy says, I don't know how Halo works, but I think GYBS should do GYBS. What is that?
GYBS. Okay, that's a big one.
I think that GYBS should do damage cover, so he shouldn't be able to damage breakable walls. For example, Shadow Moses Island? I don't know what... like, you're gonna have to clarify what GYBS is, though. Sorry. Let's see. Having to die to get ammo is kind of annoying. Also gives the player an incentive to SD. I can get that one, but the thing is, you really should never be running out of all of your ammo at any one point. The only way that can happen is in two scenarios. One, you're being really irresponsible with your guns, and two, you're so good that you just stay alive for so long and just never get KO'd.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
But the thing is, if you're that good to never get KO'd, then chances are you're not going to be, you know, you're not going to be, you know, squandering your ammo in the first place. Because if you because I know this was actually a common complaint that people had. They hated the idea of ammo not being only being able to be refilled like through being KO'd. But if you keep in mind when Ryan spoke about the ammo counts themselves and how much time it takes through constant fire, like combined time for each gun to run out, you have at least what did we say was it was like 2.5 minutes of combined ammo usage. It would take a combined about 2.5 minutes to be able to completely run out of all of your ammo. And that's assuming that you're doing nothing but shooting. Like, you're literally just holding down the button and doing nothing else.
Yeah, we're relying on your range attacks as opposed to your melee attacks to be able to get more up close and personal to your opponent.
Yeah. So, literally, you have to be irresponsible to ever run out of ammo. Like, there's just no excuse for it, honestly, in this case. How big is the radius to perform a melee attack?
So like the hitbox.
Yeah. Well, no. Specifically, like, how close do you have to be to somebody before the melee attack activates as opposed to the ranged attack? That's what they're asking, I think.
Well,
I would say pretty close. Like, you don't have to be, like, right up next to them, but pretty close to the point pretty close to the point where your attack will connect. It should be able to connect, like reliably. Like, it's
exactly.
It's not going to activate. It's not going to happen to a point where it'll whiff. Like, there will never be a situation where you're close enough for it to activate, but still not close enough to the point where the attack ends up whiffing. If you're close enough, if you're within the range for the melee attack to work instead of the ranged attack, it should hit. So that should be the idea there.
Yeah, essentially it's like it's like you wouldn't necessarily have to like be like literally right up into the opponent's character model in order for it to switch to melee attacks. It's like, no, it's like it'll be not too close, but just close enough for the melee attacks to kick in.
Enough ammo to reliably to never run out before getting KO'd, and melee attacks should work where they never whiff. I guess something like that. Okay, so someone asked something else earlier here. Couldn't you make it you get KO'd or KO'd somebody else, but only a small boost up? So you're saying, like, getting a KO should also refill your ammo? I don't think that's fully necessary in this case.
Yeah.
Like, for this in particular moveset, I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, considering you have, like, more than enough ammo to go around, like, you know, like, with considering the combined amount of ammo you have across your entire arsenal, I think that more or less makes up for it. So getting a little bit of ammo back is like, nah, that would probably be a bit broken, if that's a way to put it.
Why even have ammo? To pretty much support the theming of the first person shooter survival gameplay style. Like, a big point of this is a big point for a lot of first person shooters, but Halo especially, just considering its themings. You gotta be very sparing with your ammo. You can't just sit there shooting blindly and expect to get anywhere, because eventually you will run out, and then you will be having problems. You gotta. A big part of it is resource management for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, they can be really good if you know how to manage them properly. Like this is I guess you can call another ranged moveset that punishes you for spamming. Alright.
Kirby eats Master Chief, then it's Kirby with a gun all over again. Well, you're not wrong.
Is it? What was the neutral special again? It was
no,
it's the bubble shield.
No,
Kirby
it was
gets
the bubble shield. Nope.
Nope. Kirby gets bubble shield, no gun. Sorry.
It's like, oh man, no, God. It's like, shoot, I'm so used to seeing all these other characters, you know, just being like, oh hey, he has a weapon or something for his neutral special, and then Kirby does the exact same thing. I completely forgot we didn't really give Master Chief a weapon per se with his neutral special.
Wouldn't that be a better idea for something like The Last of Us or the earlier Resident Evil games? Well, it's all the same concept. Like, honestly, guys, there's a good chance that when and if I do a character from Resident Evil or Last of Us, they're gonna have the same kind of premise. It might be handled a little bit differently, but it's gonna be the same kind of premise.
I'm trying. Remind me though, didn't you do something like that? Or maybe not the exact same concept, but a similar concept with Doom?
In Doom's case, Doom guy was able to have ammo replenishment during the fight, but it encouraged aggressive fighting because you would get your ammo refilled by attacking your players with melee attacks, which is a similar concept to what usually happens in Doom itself. Like it encourages aggressive gameplay, which is exactly what Doom is about. It should be anyway.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whereas for the most part, Halo for the most part requires a bit more balance. Like it does require aggressiveness at points, but it also requires a lot more defense. With Doom, it's like, no, I'm gonna just kill everything.
Yeah, on top of having that luxury of replenishing ammo from glory kills and such. Again, unfortunately, Master Chief does not have said luxury.
Yeah.
So yeah, this correlates to that's exactly what BJ's point. It's like there's a lot of defense involved, but you also you have to be aggressive at times, but there is also balance involved.
Yeah. Real quickly, I guess I should also make mention. If you do have requests for future movesets, go ahead and write them down. Danny here.
I am way ahead of you, BJ.
Danny here is writing down all of your requests. So don't be afraid to write them down, and don't worry if I don't make mention of it, because I really don't make mention to any of the movesets, or I'm sorry, any of the requests, because Danny's writing them all down. So I promise we are getting them. Okay.
Well, for the most part, trying to anywho.
So I guess actually.
Yes, and speaking of which, hello there, Devin.
Oh,
hello,
Devin. Welcome to the live stream.
Oh crap! I didn't think you were streaming.
Yeah, we talk in Master.
Okay.
Surprise stream.
Yeah, we talk in Master Chief. Just be sure you don't cuss, Devin.
Family friendly content.
Family friendly content. All right, so I guess is there anything else with Master Chief? I did see somebody. I did see someone asked though. Like who would you rather want in Smash, Master Chief or Doom guy? Honestly, I think.
Please don't. No, that one's so unfair.
All right, look. If
I think Master Chief.
All right, look.
I think I'd prefer Master Chief actually. Honestly.
I too would prefer Master Chief. But I would also not complain if Doomslayer got in. But if I had to choose, no, MC, no questions asked.
Yeah. I could see people playing Ammoless Chief, like Pikminless Olimar and solo Ice Climbers. That'd be harder to set up, because you'd literally have to spend, 2.5 minutes unloading all your ammo first. And then whenever you die, you gotta do it all over again, so that'd be kind of a pain.
Or
how dare you compare him to Olimar? I'm offended. I'm just kidding, of course.
For me, I can just see seeing Doom Guy having more versatility.
Cooper
but they both are pretty strong soldiers.
All right, so Cooper Animate says the one real issue with Chief wasn't the moveset, but it was the pacing. You're referring to the pacing of the video? Saying what guns Chief had that changed from down special and the basic attacks felt cluttered to me. I guess going back to thinking about how that worked. Oh, in terms of a video pacing idea, I think we just wanted to get the guns stated for that part for the most part. Well, first off, I would actually I would need to go back and actually see how we did pace that, so I can get a better, so I can remember exactly what he's talking about.
It's like I know we covered the down special much early on, you know, just so that, you know, it'll be a lot, hopefully it would have been a lot easier for the viewers to understand that, we're going over all of these weapons for the basic ranged attacks. And by the by, while we're talking about this, you can also do this, you know? Yeah. You can also switch between weapons by doing this, but we'll get more into that later.
Somebody said Arbiter should be an alternate costume for Chief.
No, that will not work. Nope. Because for one,
their body types are way too different. And
Arbiter. No, listen, Arbiter. He's a behemoth compared to Chief. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Master Chief is a pretty tall. He's a pretty tall person compared to your average human. But the Sanheeli or the Elites, no, they are so much big. They are so much bigger. They're definitely still much bigger than any other Spartan out there. So just for that alone, no. And okay. One could argue that oh no, well, they kind of did the exact same thing if you were to change species in a Halo multiplayer, but in the context of like the actual characters themselves or whatever, they just did that as an aesthetic or whatever. That means nothing in this case.
Yeah.
The fact that the Arbiter in canon, as well as all the other Sanheeli, are bigger than humans or Spartans in general, that alone would not work for an alternate costume.
Well, even if that weren't a case, let's just say that there's a reason why Ryan and I did give Master Chief predominantly the human weapons and not a mix of both human and Covenant. Let's just say that we
hold on. Well, I mean, slight correction. Like putting aside the forward smash, which they utilize the gravity hammer, that's technically a Covenant weapon, and the energy sword.
Yeah, but like I said, predominantly human weapons instead of a balanced mix. Instead of a balanced mix, we would love to do Arbiter at some point, but we want to wait for the character to get properly requested. And
yes,
we have ideas. We have different ideas that we want to do for Arbiter. Because when we were working on Master Chief, the idea of Arbiter being like an echo or something was in our heads for a little bit, but very quickly we were like, no, Arbiter should do different things, and that's what we want him to do.
So yeah, I mean, it's like if you're curious, it's like if you're curious enough to see like what ideas we would have in store for an Arbiter moveset, then no, please, by all means, request the Arbiter. I'd be more than happy to cover that character.
Did I spell Arbiter correctly here? Arbiter.
Huh? Oh, where? Oh yeah, no, that's right. You got it.
Oh, there we go. Hopefully, this gives me the right name in chat.
Okay, so I guess in that case, is there anything else for Master Chief that you guys want to go over before we move on?
Ryan, if I may point out a little error you made during the final victory animation, it's the cryo tube, not the Cairo tube, you dolt.
Who cares?
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I know someone pointed that out in the comments, but it's like, I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Like, but it's also just one of those things where it's like, who cares?
I mean, it's like, look. I think there is a reason. Look, I pronounced it as Cairo tube subconsciously. But I think it's more so because it rolls off the tongue a lot better to me. When I say cryo tube, oh my god, I almost said it. It almost makes it sound like I'm trying to talk like Tweety Bird, like, I thought cryo tube.
Jeez.
Like, it doesn't sound right. Oh, Caleb. Who is Ryan? "Hey, my name's Ryan, Supersonic 407, the same guy who did the Master Chief moveset. How you doing? Nice to meet you."
JC asks, why can't he use the Type 1 energy sword for jabs?
No,
That's
no,
just-
because
I mean,
because look, if you were to do a jab with an energy sword, it would be just a one-hit kill.
Ignoring that part, like it's like we just chose not to effectively. Like that part kind of just boils down to where like preference for this moveset specifically. Like we thought that we figured that the sword was strong enough to be put as a smash attack.
Speaking of which, Liza Chan says Master Chief should take extra damage from behind. Reference to Halo 3. If you punch him in the back, he dies instantly.
That'd be funny, but that would be funny. But I think
no, not just with Halo 3, but just like in Halo games in general. Oh yeah, just one hit in the back, that's an assassination. You're dead.
As funny as that would be, I feel like that might turn a lot of people away from him.
Yeah, too much of a disadvantage.
Yeah, especially if it's like it was like a stock battle with like multiple players and such.
Yeah.
And it'll be very easy for people to get the jump on a Master Chief player from behind. It's like, yeah, no, that...
Oh, yeah, easily.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, no, I strongly agree, BJ. That would be a major turn away in that case.
Even...
Well, that said, though, going back to the jab, I did just recall a comment that I remember getting that I can't remember if we talked about Ryan or not, but I remember there was like one comment from a guy who saw the jab and saw that it was a reference to how Chief fought what's his face, Locke.
Spartan
and
Locke.
The comment was something along the lines of like, it's like sees that they made the jab a reference to that Locke fight. Halo fans, why would you do that? Like like one of those stupid kind of meme comments where it's like something does one thing and then like people in response like, so what they're saying is that apparently Halo fans would hate the idea of that jab, that being the jab, but Ryan is like a hardcore Halo fan and he was just fine with it. So I'm curious what he meant by that. Like why would he think that Halo fans would hate the idea of that being the jab? That combat style from fighting Locke.
Yeah, it's like, if I may interject, it's like I can kind of see where people are coming from with that, because not for nothing, Halo 5 Guardians, look, there have been much worse out there, but Halo 5 Guardians as a game or as a story did not receive nearly as much like positive feedback as opposed to like say like previous Halo games out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would even say a lot of people would be like, "Oh my God, why would they do this to Halo? This is such a god awful story. I hate it." And it's like, to an extent, I get it. Me personally, it's okay. It's not a terrible game by any means, but I will say there are some things questionable about the story in general. But regardless of how I feel or how anyone feels about the game itself, what we saw during that fight between Master Chief and Spartan Locke, to us, it seemed like it was very fitting for, well, a standard jab. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
If when I was looking through all this stuff and I saw like actual footage or like actual video evidence showing that, oh yeah, Master Chief can, do close quarters combat, yeah, sure, because it's rare to see that in actual gameplay and such. It's like, hey, that works. Let's do it.
Yep.
That's pretty much the bottom line.
Real quickly though, $5 from Elisha Swasink. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Thank you so much. First of all, they're asking me how many games does a character need to have to build a moveset off of? Just one. All they really need is one. Like, video game originated characters just need a game, obviously, because if they're video game originated, that means they have a game. So just one usually is enough. If it's a non-video game character, usually having more than that is helpful. But if for whatever reason that non-video game character does only have one game, if that one game has enough to fill out an entire moveset, then it's fine. They just need one.
Yeah. Bear in mind, BJ made a moveset for the slime, a character that nobody requested, but he wanted to do it anyway.
In which case,
So
all
there
right.
It's
you go.
iconic.
Alrighty.
And people really liked the slime moveset that he did. Because, like, yeah, apparently nobody thought about, oh, it's like, yeah, wait, how do you do slime? But then they saw BJ approach it, and they're like, oh, that's actually really good. And I think that's what kind of helped start the rise of, like, you know, okay, how about Goombas? Let's get, like, the most, like, easy enemies. Let's do movesets for all the easy enemies. Because, like, if you can do it for slime, you can do it for any others, which you have.
What the
Right.
heck is my image slideshow doing? I did not tell it to go automatic.
It is scrolling.
I did not tell it to do that.
Super fast though.
So in any which case, so it's like, yeah. Is there any like anything else like for the chat? Is there anything else in particular you want to bring up, like an issue that you have with the moveset? Any suggestions at all that could possibly improve the moveset? Like anything else at all before BJ moves on?
Yeah, like anything else for Master Chief. What are the rules? The rules for what? The movesets or
I think someone said for the chat.
for the chat?
I'm pretty sure just for the chat.
Just don't be mean. Be cool.
Be a humble
Don't
person.
don't be mean and don't spam.
If you are mean, I will. I have no qualms about silencing you.
Well, that's why we got them. That's why we got the mods keeping an eye on things.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have that anymore since I deleted my old channel.
Well, then type something in the chat, Devin, and I'll make you a mod again. In which case, it looks like we're good with Master Chief now.
There.
Yeah, I am not. Yeah, I am not seeing anything else for Master Chief in the chat. Yeah, that pretty much moves on to other stuff. So yeah, I think we're good.
Just real quickly, make Devin a mod. There you go. Devin's now a mod.
Yeah, I got a cool blue wrench. Now let me throw it.
Alrighty, well, in that case... Bomberman.
Ooh.
Any issues?
There are so many things you could do.
Any issues, mistakes, or anything of the like that you guys want to talk about for Bomberman?
Bomberman.
Regarding my moveset.
Rai says apparently at the beginning of the Bomberman moveset, it sounded like you said Boomerman.
Bomberman.
Okay, Boomerman. God.
Let's see. Bomberman's victory animations have a bomb sitting there and exploding with Bomberman coming out of it with his hands to his hips in a happy mood. What is that reference? Needs more bombs.
There's so many bombs.
All the bombs.
Wait, Bomberman, you cannot have too many bombs.
How would Bomberman's up special work as a recovery? I explained this in the video. The tornado bomb. Like, because the same applies to all of Bomberman's specials. Like, activating any of them just has him place a bomb underneath himself. So with the up special specifically, because it's a bomb that pushes people away with the tornadoes, so effectively to recover with it, you gotta press it twice. So like you press it once to put it underneath you, then immediately press the button again when it's right underneath you before it drops too low, and the wind will send Bomberman high into the air.
Amy Montgomery says the bomb should have the explosion sound from the game they originated from.
Ooh.
It's actually used the Bomberman sound effects.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
I think Bomberman should have a skin based on Pretty Bomber. Let's see why not. I mean, there's already the pink bomber color. Either
Yeah.
way, that's a preference. That could work.
Bomberman skin for the Belmonts. It does exist.
When you hit a bomb with a smash attack, it makes a row of bombs, right? Yes, it does. The bomb line, I believe it's called.
Oh, someone said X-Zero doesn't exist? Yes, it does not exist.
Oh, is it the one with like the realistic like Bombermen who have like this like the really weird like actually creepy like death animations?
Yup, and with the stock death sound.
Oof.
Oof.
No, we don't need Act Zero references.
Have I ever thought
Oh
about
no.
proper have I stages? We do stages in live streams.
Yes.
Bomberman would be the first fighter to be a character trophy and me. It'd be funny.
Yeah. BJ takes care of stages as well as other aesthetics in separate streams.
What made you choose this version of Bomberman instead of the Xbox reboot version? Xbox reboot version. What are you talking about?
Oh,
think that might be Act Zero.
Super Bomberman R?
No, I think people they just want Act Zero.
Oh.
I think that's just what this is. They want Act Zero.
Oh,
Realistic Bomberman.
oh, jeez.
Is it? Oh, here's the $1 million question. Infinite Eon asks, which would you rather have? Bomberman Act Zero or DMC Devil May Cry?
DMC Devil May Cry. 'Cause that game's at least funny for weird reasons.
That is true.
Yeah.
It is a very much a guilty pleasure game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's beautiful in its ineptitude.
for sure. For sure.
This isn't a huge change, but an idea for a small alt costume Bomberman with his old angry eyebrow. Well, he'd have his angry eyebrows for plenty of his attacks. Like, not much reason.
The Bomberman hero brows, I believe.
Let's see.
All right, while you guys are continuing on with Bomberman, I'm gonna take this time to make some food, so I'll be back.
Okay.
Bomberman's back throw should have him place a bomb on the opponent and have the Bomberman activate the bomb, and the opponent will be sent flying backwards. Where did I make the back throw? Let me double check that. I think I just gave Bomberman normal throws for the most part. Like, because he's using the power glove. Yeah. So there's not much reason to have him use bombs for his throws because he's using the power glove. So if you want to have bombs be used outside of the actual throws, place bombs in good places and then just throw people into the bombs. There you go.
Zombie Cookie asks, Bomberman should be hydrophobic because if he's able to make ice in the water.
Yeah, I guess so, because, yeah, I don't think there is a game where Bomberman can swim, if I recall correctly. Actually, no, that's not totally true.
No.
There was one game where he could. It was, I think the one, oh dear, I forget what title it was, but it was the one where Bomberman had, like, a bunch of, like, movement upgrades. Like, there were, like, I thought about incorporating these into the moveset, but I ended up opting not to, because I wanted more bombs. But, like, there was one where, like, his antenna got, like a helicopter. There was another one where he was actually able to swim underwater, so he can't.
Bomberman
swim.
Jetters?
It wasn't Jetters. Oh frick, what was it? Hold on, let me see. It's on the tip of my tongue here. I think it was Bomberman Hero.
Oh wait, no, Bomberman Hero. He got like the propeller thing for his legs.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he was underwater for.
So if anything,
a game.
if anything, what you could say is that when he's swimming in water, he gets that propeller as like a little reference. Like it doesn't. It's just a reference. It's just a visual reference, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Liza Chan says, I think the bombs should be able to break breakable terrain, like the market stalls on Violet's stage or the Minecraft world.
I mean, they probably just would. Like because like any of those breakable terrains are broken by attacks anyway, and the bombs count as attacks, so they probably would regardless.
All right. Is there anything else for the Boomerman?
For the Boomerman.
For the Boomerman. Galaxy Boy says, can you do more intros like Bomberman's video with the sprite animations?
I'd love to, but that's not quite in the cards right now. Because here's the thing: for the people who don't know, that sprite animation that I did at the start of Bomberman's episode was actually a reference to an older sprite animation that I actually did do as like a sprite fight between Bomberman and Knuckles the Echidna. Like that was actually something that I did do. So that was literally just a recreation of that. Because originally, I was just going to just have it play like the normal like clip, but looking back on it, it's low resolution. I don't have the original file anymore. It has the stupid like Maya marker in the top left corner that everyone had before they were able to export things properly. So I opted just to recreate it. That took a whole day to recreate because I know it's the same reason why I can't work on Super Smash Adventures at the moment. I no longer have access to my animation programs like I did before. So I had to animate it. I had to painstakingly animate that in Premiere. Because that little animation, what would have taken me an hour in Adobe Flash, took me a whole day in Premiere. Yeah. So, as much as I would love to do something like that, I just don't have the resources to be able to do so at the moment.
Okay.
Special items could be upgrades for his bombs, like more firepower or more bombs. That's not a bad idea. I did think about incorporating that, but I just opted to keep things a little bit simpler.
I would say... I was just going to say, just like, have that be incorporated with hazards on, perhaps.
Something like that.
For a little twist.
Either that or that could be an idea possibly for like a stage. Maybe that's something we can keep on like in the back of our minds for like a future video. Bomberman should have an old man skin referencing Boomer. Anyway. Bomberman's ritual special should have him place a bomb. Like you said, but have him click the button making the bomb explode, taking minor damage? You're referring to the remote bomb? Like, cause that's there. That's already there.
Mm-hmm.
What is the range of the explosion? It's hard to visualize, but like... It's...
Could you...
I guess for the most part, like, that's just up to what best calls for the balance, I'd say.
Probably 2 Mario lengths.
Maybe. Something like that.
Standing Mario lengths, or 3. I would just say that, just like that, maybe. Actually, 2 Steves, there you go, because he always stands up straight no matter what.
Are there any attacks that instantly blow the bombs up? Yes, I say so in the video. Fire. Because, with the... I believe I have it set to, this doesn't work on all the bombs, but at least for the fire bombs, and I think for the thunder bombs too, if they're hit by fire-based attacks, that causes them to explode immediately. And then technically Bomberman's remote bombs can also explode immediately at Bomberman's will.
JC wants to know what's the throwing range?
Depends on what you're using. Like, for the actual toss, again, just based on whatever the balance calls for. Like, it'd be far enough to the point where it won't hurt Bomberman, but nothing too obscene, I'd say. What is the limit for the number of bombs you can have? Something else. This is something else I brought up in the video. Fire bombs, you can have 3 at a time, I believe. For the other 3 bombs, only 1 at a time. But you can have... I forget. I think I did have it where you can have 1 of each elemental bomb on screen at a time. On top of 3 fire bombs. I think. I'd have to go back and check, but for the most part, it's 3 fire bombs, 1 elemental bomb apiece.
Ooh. Oh no, where's my controller at? Oh, there it is.
Alrighty.
The bombs could possibly be used to decrease knockback and deal more damage before sending your opponent to the blast zone. This would be a perfect character for tryhards. Again, I think a part of that just has to do with the balance. Oh, right, actually, yeah, that's right, that's right. Galaxy, yeah, glad just reminded. Yeah, normally you can only have one of each of the elemental bombs, the ice, wind, and thunder, but you can have 3, but only if you use the forward smash on them to create a bomb line. That's the only time when you can make more than one of the ice, wind, and thunder bombs.
Okay.
You remember?
This Bomberman is way better than the one in Super Smash Flash 2. I wouldn't know. Like I don't look at any fan games or anything other like that have, or in general actually, because I don't want to risk looking at a character that I haven't covered yet. But I'm glad you think so.
Yeah.
Alright, so anything else for Bomberman? Also, stay hydrated. BF1 cheers. Max Bomber Echo. I thought about that. Opted not to, because I think Max, for the most part, does his own stuff.
Fair.
Do Bomberman's bombs damage him if he's too close? Yep. Just like in the original games, Bomberman can be hurt by his own bombs. It's all about, terrain control, but don't get too reckless.
Alright. I guess in that case, if no one's got anything else really to say about the Bomberman, we can move on to God tier.
Real quickly though, what is that kangaroo thing in the Bomberman games again? Oh, I forgot what they're called. Because I know what you're talking about. I think they were introduced in Bomberman 3. Or what are the I think it was like either that or Super Bomberman 3. But I know what you're talking about. I think what they're called though.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Was it Louis?
Louise.
Yeah.
I think it's Louise.
I think it was Louis.
Or Rui, if for the Japanese pronunciation.
Something like that, yeah.
Or Rui. I still can't believe they actually did a Bomberman racing game with them.
Alright, so I guess... Would Bomberman take more damage from his explosions if he got hit by... Nope, he takes the exact same damage. Just don't get hit by your own bombs. Just like in Bomberman, plain and simple.
The real test of skill.
Are Louise's recovery? No, Louise aren't in the moveset at all.
You see them being in a taunt, at least.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess... yeah, so are we good with Bomberman then? Can Bomb Blast go... Well, hold on. Can Bomb Blast go through walls and floors? Platforms, probably not walls. I don't think they'd be large enough to be able to go through walls. And you know what? Even then, probably not, because usually they don't. Usually they can't go through solid objects. So, no.
Yeah.
Like, I think there is a power-up that lets them be able to break through multiple breakable walls at a time, but they still can't go through solid walls, so just now. Alright. I think we're good with Bomberman, though. So,
It's a curse.
Cream and cheese.
So, God tier.
Yeah, the most powerful character in Super Smash Bros. People thought I was just trolling when I said this powerful character for the thumbnail teaser. I was not. Cream and cheese in their games are broken.
They are. I'd like Cream ends careers.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, that's like she just looks at Eggman. She's like, "I'm gonna ruin your day."
My issue with Cream and Cheese has nothing to do with the video itself, but that people in the chat were being really creepy towards the 6-year-old. That's a different issue entirely that we're not going to talk about anyway. we don't talk about those people. Those are what we call degenerates anyway.
Oh my goodness.
My problem with Cream is that I don't want to hit her. She's too wholesome. See, that's what everyone thought about Isabelle, and look what happened.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, right.
Michael Bean asks, would she apologize for every throw?
Funny detail. Maybe on like occasion. Like maybe like it can be like a random voice clip that shows up. That'd be funny. totally broken at Advanced 2 and 3. Yeah, she's also really good in Sonic Chronicles because she's like the healer, especially if you give her the Chow that lets you completely ignore the action commands. Oh, Cream just breaks the game.
You're immortal then. That's where it's like you cannot die.
Having a hard time? Nah, Cream's in the party.
Like, even in Sonic Battle, she was pretty good because she was one of the few characters with like disjointed attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And like even in like Sonic Heroes, like when you like max out like the flight characters, it's like, yeah, flight characters can be pretty busted too.
Yeah, and if you think about it like contextually, because Team Rose is the easy mode, that just means that Cream in general is still just good.
It just makes the she's god tier.
You want the easy mode? Well, there you go.
Let's see. Is Omochao an alternate costume? No, he's not. Like there are.
I don't think we need a thing of nightmares.
You're right. Actually, yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sean brings up a good point, actually. Cream has the best heal in the game, too, in Sonic Battle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's just
because she's so good at healing her health and her super bar, too.
Yeah, the Ikachoro gauge or whatever it's called.
Oh, somebody wants to know, what happens when she wears the bunny hood? Do her ears perk up, or does she get more ears?
She gets more ears. It's the same thing that happens because anyone that wears the bunny hood, their normal ears don't go away. They still have ears. Like, they just have more ears. It's the same thing here.
No fear.
Cream better than Smash 4 Bayonetta? Oof.
Ooh.
Did I consider the Omochao bombs for the moveset? Yeah, I did. Like, for the most part, after I figured out just about all of the tools that are available for the character from their games, I do consider them all. It kind of just becomes a matter of what would I prefer to have to best fit the direction that I'm taking. And in Cream's case, the direction is the Chow support. Like, because her whole theming is like the puppet system, like the puppet fighting a gameplay style between her and Cheese. But it's also the idea of Chow Gardens, like taking care of your Chow. So that's really what I wanted to emphasize most.
Okay. Roger Goldberg says maybe the cheese cannon could be chargeable. Full charge could get a slight homing effect at the cost of damage being lower.
Let me see here. Because I know as tempting as it was, I really didn't want there to be a homing effect. Because I know cheese generally does home in on players. I think I didn't want that though, and I think I opted to keep it uncharged. Because she never really charges it in her games anyway. Because the Chow Cannon references both, her attack in advance as well as in battle. It's not really chargeable in any of those games. So I just opted for it to be just a basic projectile attack.
JC asks, does cheese work similar to the Lumas or Popo?
Closer to the Lumas. Like in that regard. Cream's ears are legit backwards. So funny thing actually, rabbits do have the ability to turn. I believe rabbits do have the ability to like turn their ears like 180 degrees. So that's actually. So, but like at the same time too, if you look at Cream, yeah, they look like they're backwards. At the same time, though, I'm glad that they're designed the way they are, because they're supposed to look like pigtails. Or ponytails, I guess. And imagine flipping the fleshy side of the ears upwards with them still looking like that. It would look cursed. Like, no
yes.
Thank you. I'm glad they took the direction the way they did. Like, it looks so much... Aesthetically, it looks way better.
Not terrifying.
I'm seeing a bunch of people saying just give Cream a gun.
No.
She doesn't need a gun. She
referencing-
doesn't need a gun. She has cheese.
I think they're referencing a video.
It's like she has one. Its name is Cheese.
Yeah, she doesn't need one. She has cheese. That's all she needs. Cheese is way better than any gun.
There was a little video that actually did that.
No, now they're saying give Cheese the gun. Don't give it to Cream. Just give it to Cheese.
Anyway.
Oh no.
I'm also now seeing a lot of people saying that.
Everybody's saying give Cheese the gun. It's like
Yep.
it's like I think they just want Cheese. Cheese is the BFG of the Sonic series.
Where's my BF1 cheers? Come on, if we're talking all this cheese, where's my BF1 cheers?
Yiddle asks, why don't you use other chows in the costumes?
Like the other
Like,
like other types of chow?
Yeah, like what if Cheese referenced the other kinds of chows?
Well, he does. Like the colors specifically, he doesn't turn into those chows. He just references their colors.
Oh, okay.
Like I opted to keep cheese the same, like the same shape, but he does reference their colors. Like I just preferred to keep cheese like just a normal chow for the most part.
And welcome to Tier 1, Mr. Maniac. I thought you were Tier 1, but okay.
Welcome back. All right. In which case, anything else regarding like any issues, mistake, or just more ideas for Cream specifically that you would like?
They just want Cheese to have a gun. That's literally all anybody's saying. It's like they just want Cheese to be even more busted.
What if he could randomly spawn it? What if he could randomly spawn as an Omo Chow? That's cursed. I don't like that idea at all. Because the idea is that if Cheese is KO'd, like Cream has to manually revive him. So what does that mean if Cream revives somebody, comes back as an Omo Chow? That's really that's some Frieza stuff. Like.
He's not a Reploid.
Patrick Kirchner says, just wondering, but is the background music just looping the same 3 or 4 songs?
Probably. Because YouTube's weird like that.
Because haven't you had this happen before? Like you put on a random playlist, but it keeps playing. Because I have
it on shuffle, so that way it doesn't like play like the same from the same series, but like it's being dumb because it keeps re-choosing the same songs over and over again for some reason. So I'll just turn the shuffle off. Anyway. Her final smash needs a stampede of Chow, and those two fly. Well, that's exactly what it is, actually. It's Chow race. Like, the final smash is literally like Cream, like kind of reprises her role from the Olympic Games, and like shoots like the firing pistol or whatever it is, and like a bunch of Chow, including Cheese, like race down a track and stampede all over the players, and Cheese always wins because Cheese is Cheese.
A human, I think, says Cream is weakest in the air.
Why? She can fly. Doesn't make any sense. Like, Cream herself overall is a fairly balanced character. Like, her only real weakness is when she loses Cheese. That's when she's weak. It's the same as Rosalina. Like, or not even just Rosalina, puppet characters in general. That's the puppet playstyle. Like, there's a character in Street Fighter that has the same kind of deal. What was his name? I forget what he was called. I think
Which one?
I forget. I think another example of this though would be to a lesser degree though. Oh, I forgot her name too. It was this like cat girl from Skullgirls, who can like detach your head, and like the head acts as like a puppet. It's that kind of playstyle. So Cream herself is balanced. She's only weak when she loses cheese.
Oh, speaking of which, Brandon is here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he just popped in.
Oh, perfect timing, Brandon. Do you know any character? Yeah. But first off, welcome to the stream. Second off, do you know any characters from Street Fighter that have the puppet playstyle? Because I'm blanking.
Street Fighter specifically?
Street Fighter or just fighting games in general.
Fighting games. There's definitely a number of characters. Street Fighter specific, I think there's a few.
I'm just trying to figure out who is that exactly?
Okay,
because
the cat girl everyone's saying is Misfortune. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's
like she does have that, at least a puppet mechanic, I should say. Like it's not like it's not really revolved around her moveset, but she does have it with her own head.
I mean,
yeah, and I know like if you play any Naruto fighting game, that's Kankuro.
Yeah.
That was
the dog.
That's his whole. That's his whole.
Dog. Yeah.
No, that's
No,
Kiba.
that's Kiba.
Kiba is the one with the dog. Kankuro is the actual puppet master. Like that's his whole shtick. Is he uses puppets?
Oh, well,
master.
The puppet playstyle is kind of just like what the term is called. Like it refers to characters who have like a secondary character that fight alongside them. Like actually, I think another good example actually is Bite and Bark from ARMS.
Oh, there's actually a character in There's actually a character in the fighting game Grand Blue Fantasy Versus that has the puppeteer fighting style, or something akin to that. Her name is Zoe.
Okay. All right. Well, in which case, let's see. When you grab Cream, cheese panics. Like what happens with Ice Climb? Yeah, because Luma does the same thing. I imagine it'd be the same for Cream. In which case, so anything else for Cream and Cheese? Before we move on to the girl next door living in the haunted mansion.
You better know her name.
Cream should be able to hold Cheese to control his movement or throw him at people into the blast zone. I mean, it like not. She doesn't need to physically hold them because there's already the like it's the same as Rosalina and Luma. It's either Cream flies right next to Cream or is away from her. So if he is right next to her, he'll stick with her until you send him away with the Chow Cannon. Could you desync them? I imagine there probably would be a way. There's usually always a way to desync puppet characters. For one of Cream's tons, they should sit down and enjoy a piece of friend. Oh, you mean taunts? Because what is that reference? Cheese could spin around Cream like a shield. He does, actually, for a couple of his attacks. Like the dash attack is, I think, one example of that. Because some of Cheese's attacks are designed so that way, like, if he's with Cream when she attacks, he will fly around her in circles. Yeah, the step attack. If you hit or KO Cream, there should be a 10% chance of her saying, "That's not very nice." That'd be funny. That hurt!
Alrighty, I think at this point I don't think anyone else has anything to say about Cream and Cheese.
How about this? If she loses Cheese, how she can summon another one and they can summon again with a cannon? What? You're gonna have to repeat that one. Alright, yeah, I think we're good with Cream and Cheese, though. Alright. So nothing too major for Cream and Cheese. So next up, Ashley from WarioWare.
Cream should not be in a fighting game, but she's been in a fighting game.
She's been in a fighting game.
She's been in a fighting game.
Sonic Battle.
Do I hear a terminal montage slap happening when someone tries to attempt it, but then they stop?
All right. In which case, Ashley. Anything about Ashley?
Give Ashley a gun, Mr. Maniac says.
Please don't instigate that.
Every character deserves a gun.
You know what? You know what? I'm glad I showed up to the stream because now I get to yell at the chat. Everything's right with the world.
The band hammer's ready.
But aside from that, how is everybody doing today?
When can you recommend a character? Right now, if you want. Again, for those who missed it before, you can request for characters all you want. Danny's taking them all down. Just, sorry, we're going to be focusing on the characters. We're not really going to acknowledge that. Give Red a gun. I hate all of you. Can I return my chat and get a new one? Like,
hey, I'll ban everyone right now.
This one's too trigger happy.
Every single one of them.
You say that.
Okay. Mythical Pokemon says her up B should be side B.
The witch's broom? The thing that she uses to fly? Why?
I mean, I can see the reason why, but that would get rid of some of her versatility.
Actually, how fitting. We started talking about Ashley, and now there's suddenly Luigi's Mansion music playing in the back. See. I think it'd be pretty neat if Red changed colors for the alts too. See, that'd be weird, because his name is Red. He should be red.
Well, I can see him being different red hues.
Maybe. I feel like the up B is a kind of weird... Okay, so people are talking about the up B specifically. So, this is where Red turns into the broom and then just hovers there. You have to point the control stick to move her. So yeah, activating up special just has her literally start floating there. And then when you point the control stick into any direction, she flies into that direction. So it goes into the dragging of the micro games. And the speed that she flies, if I recall correctly, the faster you point the control stick, the faster she'll fly. And then side B should be neutral special. Then what about the pumpkin beam? It's another projectile attack. Where does pumpkin beam go? Can't you be mixing everything around? It's fine as is.
JC asks, what specific magic does Ashley specialize in?
Curses. She's a witch. Like she hexes. She can kind of just do generically anything that like witches can do.
So just pretty much witchcraft, if you think about it.
Man with the Plan asks, would Ashley use the items by holding them in her hands, or would she use magic to hold them like Mewtwo?
Good question. I can see I can see either or, actually. That's a hard one.
Actually, I guess that would make sense. Necromancy.
Would her losing pose be her clapping or something else? Ashley is kind of a bad sport. I don't think she would clap, honestly. She probably would be giving glares.
Even the bad guys clap, though, funny enough.
And it's like, you would think like every villain would be like, I'm coming to your house. But nope, they clap like good sports.
Except for Mewtwo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Mewtwo just turns and crosses his arms like, nah, I'm done with this. Yeah, there are so few characters that actually don't clap. I think the only immediate other one that comes to mind is the Ice Climbers. The Ice Climbers cry. But that's a direct reference to their game over screen animation from their game. Why don't Red hold the item? Because, well, Red is transformed into the wand. The thing is, you really only see Red for taunts or victory animations. Throughout the actual fighting, Red is transformed.
Ready to
Maniac says Ashley wouldn't clap, but Red would.
Fair. Yeah, he would. Red's a pretty good sport about things. Maybe Ashley can have a tantrum? Ashley doesn't really throw tantrums. She just kills you. She'll just kill you. She's not really a tantrum thrower. She's very subdued, but if she's angry, she just does things. She'll emit like an aura. Her hair will turn white. But aside from that, she doesn't really throw tantrums. She's a very subdued girl.
Boom Boom asks, would her design be based on the chibi-styled WarioWare Gold or the Toonie version of classic WarioWares?
That's a good question. I'm not actually sure, because I think what's the style used in Smash for her assist trophy? I think it's the chibi style, isn't it?
I
believe it is.
I think so.
I feel like she should start boiling in a pot, giving opponents certain glare. What?
That I can see.
Like, how did they approach it with her with the as the assist trophy?
Well, that's what I just asked. Like, I think she is chibi in the assist trophy. Her assist is classic, but her spirit is gold, or the chibi.
Guppy Power says for her losing animation, her hair should be white.
I suppose. Like, cause her hair only turns white on 2 occasions. Whenever she's casting really powerful magic, or when she's really angry, but like really angry about something. Like it won't turn white, and like if she's just mildly annoyed, it won't turn white. She has to be like angry. Because Ashley doesn't really emote. So the only way for you to tell
very mono.
Yeah, the only way for you to tell how she's feeling. Well, okay, for one thing, you'll never see her have positive emotions. The only emotion that she ever actually actively expresses is anger, and and the only way you're able to tell that is because her hair turns white when it happens.
Okay. And Maniac has confirmed that the assist trophy, it is the classic look.
Okay. How old is Ashley? I think she's a teenager. I don't know the exact. I think if I recall correctly, when I was researching on her, I think she's 15. I'm not sure about that though. Like, I think she is at least a teenager. Why would she not be angry when losing? Have you seen how pissed competitive players can get? I mean, fair. Think that everything but her specials are good? Okay, that's fine.
Okay, and apparently, yes, she is 15.
Okay. Yeah, she is at least school age, because she did turn her teacher into a spoon, so yeah, she would have to be at least school age. So yeah, okay. people are saying 15. You have a question, I may have an answer. Just make sure that the question is relevant to Ashley.
Sans says she should only have white hair if she gets free stock.
No, there's no reason for that, because a lot of her attacks revolve around her hair turning white. Well, a few of her stronger attacks anyway, so there's no reason to confuse people like that. Yeah, she was only like 7 to 11. See, that's the thing. I think what's his name? 9 volts is 9-volt is an elementary school kid, so he would be that age.
Yep.
Well, then again, 18-volt, isn't he also the same grade? Isn't he like 7?
Yes.
Isn't he also like a kid too?
Yes, he is. He's just a big kid.
He's just like a man, like an actual, like there's man child and then there's child man, like because he said he was in 4th grade. He's in the same grade as 9-volt, so 4th grade. That would mean, oh geez, I have not been in school for so long. You're what are they? Like, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th. So they're 8. They're 8 years old. If we were to assume that correctly. It's like, geez. But Ashley is definitely older than 9-volt and 18-volt, so. Her losing animation should snap her. No, that's Red. Don't kill Red. She would kill Red if you did that. Nah, he's just really dumb. So that's what I am curious about 18-volt. Like, is he just like someone who was just held back a lot, or is he actually just like a child, like a man-shaped child? Like, oh, am I still with everyone in Discord?
Yep, you're still here.
I got really quiet all of a sudden there.
Oh, we're still here.
How about when she walks, she walks slowly, like she's approaching someone, and then when she runs, she hops on her brooms and dashes. Not a bad idea, probably not for my moveset though, because her dash attack involves her using her wand. Specifically. Yeah, it's where she spins her wand forwards. So, not a bad idea, just not for my moveset specifically. So, I would imagine, at least for Ashley, at least for my moveset anyway, her dashing would just be like her floating. Like, she would go airborne for, like, she'd float forwards. Like, Rosalina, Cloud, all them. 18-volt is a himbo. Yeah, he kind of is.
Oh my goodness.
He's a good rapper, though, so there's that. He has that, at least.
Alright, so, I mean, I guess at this point, like, it doesn't look like anybody really has anything to add to Ashley.
Yeah, so I'll be good on Ashley then. What would she in red look like when sleeping? I don't know. I think a cool detail though with that would be like she could like pull out like a little stuffed animal while she's asleep. I don't know. I don't know though. Alright, well, in which case, let's go ahead and move on then. Koopa Troopa and Dry Bones as the Echo Fighter. So, any issues with these two turtles? Koopa Troopa for neutral B. He opened the toolbar with a hammer. Fireballs. Oh, so like mix it between all the bros? Nah, I think just the hammers is enough in this case. Like nifty idea, just not for my moveset.
Roderick says for Koopa, if they escape from their shell in someone's hand, that person takes small flinching damage.
I could see that. Maybe not damage. Like maybe they'd like be like stunned a little bit, but maybe not damage. You could pick up his shell and throw him off the stage. You could, but it wouldn't be hard for him to recover. Like he can recover very easily, actually.
Is Dry Bones lighter than Koopa Trooper?
Canonically probably yes, but for this moveset he's heavier. Because this is something I gotta restate a lot. Smash weight does not equate to real life canon weight. Mewtwo and Pikachu weigh the same in Smash. Smash weight equates to survivability. Like, how much damage do you need before you can get knocked off? And in this case, I made Dry Bones heavier than Koopa, because Dry Bones generally are harder to kill than Koopa Troopas. Because, like, you can step on a Koopa, knock it out of its shell, and then step on it again, and it's dead. For Dry Bones, you step on it, it just gets back up. So, but that also equates to the fact that Dry Bones is slower. So unless you want Dry Bones to be both slower and lighter, he'd be objectively worse than Koopa. So he needs something to make him a little better than Koopa. To these balance between the two. His down B should be a move where Dry Bones absorbs all knockback and damage and turns into bones. Oh, Charo, welcome back. Well, oh, for Dry Bones specifically? Well, yeah, because Dry Bones' down special is just what Koopa's is. Like, the Digi-Shell. What does Dry Bones look like when using the reverse Digi-Shell? He's just in a shell. Because, here's the funny thing. This is actually something I was worried about initially. Like, can Dry Bones retract into his shell? He can, actually.
Yes.
Dry Bones can retract into his shell. We've seen him do it. He does it in, like... He actually does it in, like, the various sports titles. Like, in Mario... Like, if you look at Mario Tennis Aces, Dry Bones' running animation is the same as Koopa's. He retracts into his shell and spins. So Dry Bones can retract into his shell. So anything that Koopa can do, Dry Bones can too.
Anything he can do.
Side smash should go off ledges, like Goombas. Referencing the way they walk off ledges. I mean, that wouldn't make sense if you're playing... That wouldn't really make sense if you're playing as the Red Koopa. Or Dry Bones. This idea is purely stupid. Dry Bones is inexplicably turned into one of those skeleton fish when in the water.
Actually, that would... that would be a nice reference.
Perhaps
then
one of their
he's
moves...
so light.
Perhaps one of the moves
He just falls over.
could reference Mario Kart. Thank you, Charo. While Koopa and Dry Bones are shielding, they can get into their shell. Maybe not fully retract. Like, maybe just their heads. Probably not fully retract, though. But as for the Mario Kart thing, they already have the shell toss, which would kind of already be the same thing. Though there are a couple of attacks that reference Mario Kart tricks. You can't see the join button. Are you on mobile? If you're on mobile, you might have a harder time finding the join button. Because if you're on a PC, it should be under the video. See, K&S Productions. I know you were a big advocator for the Dry Bones in general. And I know you probably really do want Dry Bones to have its own, to be a little more unique. My apologies, but like for the time, like just right now. Maybe there will be a point in the future where I turn Echo Fighters, where I make Echo Fighters more unique and give them their own movesets. But for the time being, now. Did Dry Bones ever throw a bone? Yes, for the neutral special. Because Koopa throws a hammer for like referencing Hammer Bro for their neutral special. Dry Bones throws a bone instead, and they have slightly different properties, but they're effectively the same attack. Is Dry Bones' variation of Koopa's head attacks disjointed? After all, Koopa extends its neck. Well, for Dry Bones' case, because I know there was one person that really tried getting on me for that one. Like, how would Dry Bones' neck extension attacks work when he has no neck? The skull floats. It would just float. So, like, it wouldn't really be disjointed. It would still be like, you know, a ranged attack with a hurt box on it. Neutral B should have him throw his shell? I don't know about that one. Because
we've never really seen a Dry Bones without their shell.
Yeah, what would that look like on Dry Bones? Like with Koopa, you might be able to get away with it, but at the same time with Koopa, their shell is so integral to most of their... That's like, I really did not want to have any incorporation of Koopa losing their shell, because they have so many attacks that are so reliant on the shell. Like, I was willing to go so far as where they retract into their shell, but taking it off or losing it outside of that one taunt, no. And that really wouldn't work for Dry Bones either, because, yeah, what does Dry Bones look like without his shell? Like, I don't think there is anything in that shell. It's just the shell.
I saw someone said when they dodge, have them go into their shell.
Something like that. Like they quickly like pull in their head or something. Then Maniac asked, since I gave the Hammer Bro hammer to Koopa, does that mean I'm not? No, I'll still do Hammer Bro. Like, Hammer Bro can do a lot of his own things. It's just that Koopa has just one attack that references Hammer Bro. But if Hammer Bro himself gets enough requests, I'll give Hammer Bro his own moveset. That's fine.
Plus, he has the best thing ever, a hammer.
When Dry Bones falls asleep, he would be disassembled like in his games. Yeah, I can see that. I'm sure that there probably is meat somewhere inside, or bones in Koopa's neck. Because remember, because the Dry Bones, the skeleton anatomy of Dry Bones is really weird. I would like to just assume that when the Dry Bones was reanimated, some of their bones were just lost. Because, again, if you look inside of Dry Bones' shell, it's empty. But the Koopas can take off their shell, and I imagine they have to have a skeleton in their normal bodies. So they probably just lost all those bones. Dry Bones can be disassembled when dying in stamina. That'd be busted. No, thank you. Would work like Orya. Who's Orya? 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 Who's that? I think a cool detail could have been including spikes on Koopa's shell and the blue alt. Purely like referencing the blue shell? I don't see why not. Like that would be it. Because I did have, because there is a single spiked alt Koopa alts. The Koopa Troll. So that could have. Like, it's weird though, because not all blue shells are spined. Plus, like, he grows the spines in the up smash, so could just use that. Koopa's down smash should have him jump up a little and gets in his shell and will drop hard. And if he goes to an edge of the stage, someone loses their invincibility. It can spike. Oh, you mean like? Are you referring to that one attack that Bowser has in Bowser's Inside Story? Where he has like a ground pound, but he does it while retracted in his shell. Because I think thematically that wouldn't work as well with Koopa, because Koopas are generally very light, so they're not really throwing their weight around. Is Koopa upbeat Para Troopa? Yes, it is. If so, perhaps Dry Bones' wings are bone. No, because there are Para Bones, and they just have the same exact wings as Para Koopa or Para Troopa. Like, there are Para Bones. Like that's a thing that exists. Flying Dry Bones. Considering the alt has spikes on the shell, how would that affect the back air? It wouldn't affect anything. Like, it would just be the same hitbox. Does Koopa's side special essentially work like Squirtle's side special? Kinda. Like, Koopa has the ability to charge his. In terms of just being literally like a shell attack that flies forwards, they're the same in that regard. Aside from that, though, that's about all they're similar at. Koopa Up Special should have them put on the same blue shelf in Mario Kart. Like, I don't see much reason for that because there's already Paratroopas. Like, that's usually the first thing people think of when they think of Koopas that can fly or ascend. Paratroopas. How they're Parabones. Yeah, there have in fact been dry bones with wings, Parabones. Like we see them in they're in some of the 3D Mario games. I know for sure they're in Odyssey, and you can also make them in well, I don't think it really counts in Mario Maker, but they've been in Odyssey at least, and I believe they have been in a couple of games before that too. Have Koopa be weak in the water in real life because tortoises can't swim? Well, Koopas can swim. Koopas can swim just fine. Some can, I guess. I think others do just sink, but then again, everything sinks in Mario, so. They can wall cling, referencing the Buzzy Beetles. Not quite on board with that one myself. There are Parabones in Mario Galaxy too. Cool. Thank you, Malik. Would Koopa and Dry Bones have their vocal cues, or they no, they'd make the noises that they do in their game. What are those noises anyway? Because Dry Bones make a little more sense. Because Dry Bones sounds like kind of like a
rattling bones
with a bit of like kind of something like that. What's the noise that Koopa makes, though? Like, what is that supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm new here. What are we doing? We are going over mistakes and issues for the What If characters 81 to 90, where people go over where people like give me criticism about the movesets that I've made, as well as share their own kinds of ideas. Make Dry Bones hydrophobic because he is dry. Dry Bones don't like to be wet. That's no fair argument. Sure, why not?
Then he should never drown.
Wet bones is a concept that keeps me up at night. Oof. Dry Bones should change into a Koopa when wet. So I don't think that's how that works. Do I like Dry Bones or Koopa better? I always have been more of a Dry Bones guy. But I think what's that, Devin?
Dry Bones since Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah, because I think that mostly stems because of that, because turtles are generally my favorite animal. So I already love like the Koopa species in general because they're turtles, and because the turtles are my favorite animal. That's another big reason why I love Bowser so much. But I think between specifically Koopas and Dry Bones, I've always gravitated more towards Dry Bones more because I've also always been fascinated with like fossils and like things like that. Which is also another big reason why generally I gravitate in Pokemon. I gravitate towards the rock type like so often because that's usually what a lot of the fossils are. So I like the skeleton themed type of deals. Like I love Marowak, I love Mandibuzz, things like that. So I think that's a big reason why I've always liked Tribe. I like skeletons. So there you go.
You don't have any in your closet, do you?
Not since Papyrus, I don't think.
Freezing.
Kind of weird that the final Smash, someone's fake Bowser. Would it be the same model as Bowser in Smash? Yeah, probably, I imagine. It's a fake Bowser, so I don't think it'd be that big a deal if you're fighting Bowser with it. It's fake Bowser. It's not a real Bowser. All right. So I guess is there anything else on Koopa and Dry Bones? Because a lot of people seem to like Koopa and Dry Bones.
How dry they are.
Dry Bones should be a fake Dry Bowser for his final Smash. That's exactly what it is. Maybe fake Bowser should have the same colors as the fake blue Bowser from Super Mario Bros. 1. Nah, because there have been a lot of recent games with fake Bowsers where they're just the normal colors. Okay, all right. So real quickly before we move on, I'm gonna go use the restroom. So I guess Danny, real quickly, if you want to read off the request list, go right ahead.
Alrighty, I can do that.
I'll be right back, guys.
Alrighty, let me get to the top of the list. Alrighty, so I have taken down Sammy Lawrence, Roblox, Octolings, Stackboy, Gray from Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, Colonel Radic, Vectorman, Robo and Mobo from the Bonanza Brothers, Mega Man X, Alex Kidd, Red from Angry Birds, Gilmon, Birdo, The Fall Guy, Hatsune Miku, Rad from Bionic Commando, Sub-Zero, Gaster, the boyfriend from Friday Night Funkin', Wolverine, Asura from Asura's Wrath, the Mario Rabid, Bawful, Ruby Rose, Weiss Schnee, Blake Belladonna, Yang Zhao Long. Okay, I know it's pronounced weird, and I hope to God I'm pronouncing it right, but Resident Evil, Lady Dimitrescu. I believe that's how her name is supposed to be pronounced. It's spelled like Dimitrescu or something, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced Dimitrescu. You know, again, correct me if I am wrong on that one.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah. Parappa the Rapper, Unjammer Lammy, Vibri, the Scout, John from Red Dead Redemption, the FNAF Puppet, Conquer, Talion Montares from Shadows of Mordor, Nemesis from Resident Evil, Ryu Hayabusa, Zero from the Mega Mans, Octodad, Arbiter, Chun-Li, the Spy, and okay, we got a big long list of JoJo characters. We've got Jonathan Joestar, Young Joseph Joestar, Old Joseph Joestar, Jotaro Kujo, Dio, Josuke Higashikata, and Giorno Giovanna. And then we have a long list of Mega Man characters. We got Mega Man.exe, Mega Man ZX, Mega Man Model A, Mega Man Star Force, Mega Man Volnut, and Mega Man Zero. Doraemon, Hachirisu, Nightmare from Soul Calibur, a Bokoblin, Infinite from Sonic Forces, Nia from Xenoblade 2, Lana from Hyrule Warriors, Chibi Robo, all the girls from Doki Doki Literature Club. So Monica, Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki. Mighty from Sonic. Ray from Sonic. Matt from Wii Sports. Juri from Street Fighter. Sakuya Izayoi, I believe that's a Toho character. Dracula from Castlevania. A Chain Chomp. And Illager. Lilith from The Binding of Isaac. Cadence from Crypt of the Necrodancer. Zeke from Xenoblade 2. Pandoria from Xenoblade 2. 9-Volt, 18-Volt, a Magic Koopa, and Zitz from Battletoads.
Alrighty. Cool. All right. So
yeah, so that's who I've been able to get so far.
Cool. Alrighty. So in that case, let's go ahead and move on. I said let's move on. Hey, dang. Why aren't you moving on? I'm pressing the button. Did it break on me again? I think it broke on me again.
What happened?
My image
Wait, what
thing
broke?
My image thing broke. It's not moving. Frick.
So is it gonna be forever stuck on Koopa Troopa?
Well, now it's Jibanyan because I reset it, but now it's still not working. Come on, are you kidding me here?
Oof.
Automatic. Yeah, there it moves.
Technical difficulties. Play some jazz music.
Because come on, are you kidding me? I'd have to reset OBS to fix this, but I can't do that because I'm in the middle of a stream. That is annoying. Okay, how do I fix this? Gotta be a way for me to fix this. I gotta find some. I need a way for people to know what character I'm currently doing. Well, all right. You know what? I'll do this then. Here, let me do this. Turn that off real quick. I'm gonna add a new thing. Image. I'm gonna have to do this the manual hard way. Because OBS is bad, but that's what you get when you.
It likes being a butt.
That's what you get when you use free programs, I guess. But I'm an innovator. I find ways to innovate when things decide to be mean to me.
Free.
There we go. Go right there, and I'll just change it manually as I go. So, we're on Pokemon Trainer Unova. Alrighty. So, thoughts about Pokemon Trainer Unova?
When Embor swims/drowns, its beard should be extinguished.
No, because I'm sure it's like Charizard. It's probably an oil-based fire. And fun fact: fire can be lit underwater if it's burning with oil.
And that's why napalm was invented.
Head Smash should have chargeable stages. I don't see why not. It's an idea. Just make Embor's side B Flare Blitz? See, I didn't really want to do that because that's what Charizard's side B is. I know I'm not normally one to I don't really like I don't like the idea of doing something or not doing something just because it's already been done. But I think I just preferred Head Smash way more, mainly because he is a boar. What do boars do? They like to headbutt things. They charge at you with headbutts. So the idea of the Head Smash just made more sense. Snivy should have used Leaf Blade for neutral B or side B. It uses Leaf Blade for a lot of its other attacks. Like, this is the same issue I had with Grovyle. It's like people are like, why isn't Leaf Blade a special? Because it's a bunch of basic attacks. It's like, just because I never actively called it Leaf Blade doesn't mean it's not Leaf Blade. If it's attacking with leaves, or it's a leafy slashy attack, that's Leaf Blade. I think Embor is a little too heavy. Like, I think he shouldn't be heavier than King Kier. Well, why? Well, hold on. I'm curious. Why not? Because he's a big pig. Big pigs are heavy. Why do you think he shouldn't be as heavy as King K. Rool? I'm curious about that one. Should all fire-type Pokemon be hydrophobic? I imagine so. Was Leaf Storm one of the attacks?
I would say some too. Some of them to a point.
Except Volcanion.
And Slugma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name, right? Slugma.
Slugma, the fire slug.
Yeah,
What
that thing wouldn't be afraid of water.
Yes,
It'd just be
would.
like
Yes,
evaporate it all.
Yes, it would. But it would turn into solid rock and die.
This thing is like, how hot was it? No, Slugma is hot.
Good lord.
No, Slugma.
Since there's
Temperature
8 alts,
is-
each alt could have one
Wow,
of the
that's
dragons
hot.
for the final smash. Hilbert, Reshiram, Hilbert 2, Zekrom, etc.
18,000 degrees.
See, I have been getting a few... See, I don't know about that one, because I have been getting a few people, like, offering alternatives
Uh-oh.
to how... What's the matter? What happened? Devin said,
Oh, no, sorry. For some reason, my chat was like, suddenly, like, was catching up.
Oh, weird. Anyway, some people have been offering alternative ideas for how I should have assembled the dragons, like Reshiram and Zekrom for the final smashes. I really haven't seen one that I liked more than the one I thought of, honestly, because the idea of Black and White 1 trainers having one dragon and then Black and White 2 trainers having the other dragon just makes the most sense to me because of how it worked out in the games. Because, like, if you play, say, play Black 1, you get Reshiram, right? I believe? Yeah. So the Black and White 1 trainers get Reshiram and then N gets Zekrom in that game. But then in Black 2 specifically, which is the direct sequel to Black 1, it shows N with Zekrom, but then he ends up giving it Zekrom specifically to the trainer of Black 2. So that's why that just made the most sense for me thematically for Black White 1 trainers to have one dragon, and then for Black White 2 trainers to have the other dragon. Are we getting lag? Uh-oh. Can people hear me?
Are we? I don't see lag.
You look fine to me.
Why can't Pokemon Switch be their recovery? What do you mean? How would Pokemon switching... So wait, are you saying, like, they while they're over the Blast Zone, they call them back, but then recall the new Pokemon in front of them on the stage? That'd be broken. No, no, no.
Oh, insanely.
Christian Shark says, what about doing Reshiram Zekrom for Hilbert/Hilda, Kyurem Black White for Rosa?
I thought about that too, but again, opted against it because a part of that would require changing the Final Smash a bit to the versions of what Kyurem does. So plus I have other ideas that I want to do for Kyurem in the future. So I opted. I just only wanted Reshiram and Zekrom, and that's it. The closest to Leaf Storm that Snivy had was probably for its up smash, I want to say. Kinda. Be kind of a weak version of it, though.
Snivy should have Razor Leaf as a special, since that is what they have for Snivy's Pokeball.
Again, that kind of just falls under the same problem that, like, Ivysaur already has Razor Leaf. Hold on, I gotta pull up a whole different thing for the Pokemon Trainer specifically, because I have them in a different, like, final list compared to the other characters. Where is it? Shared assets. Or maybe not actually. Maybe I do have it in here. Yes. Okay, let me remind myself of what I did for these trainers. Yeah, because for one thing, I'm not getting rid of the pledge attacks. I loved the pledge attacks way too much. That needs to stay. That idea in general just needs to stay. I'm not getting rid of that at all. Then yeah, I think again, people are suggesting other attacks that the Pokemon should do. It really does just boil back down to preference in this case. I loved the idea of, like, for Snivy, again, I loved the pledge attacks. And then for Snivy, I loved the idea of Ring Out and Leaf Tornado way more than anything else, because that just made more sense for the Pokemon. Ring Out, it's a snake. Leaf Tornado, that's kind of a move that was a bit signature to Snivy. It was one of the first that learned that move. Plus, it was a move that it had in Pokepark. So, again, a lot of it boils back down to the preference of that in general. What if the elemental spots could appear with different moves? What do you mean by that? I'm new to this. How does this? Like, how does what work? The mistake stuff? Like, just if you have something that you wanted to say about any of my movesets, just come out and say it. For the pledge attacks? Oh, I still don't understand what it is you're asking. Make Dewott more awesome? See, that's hard to do. It's already pretty good. He's saying make the pledge spots appear. I don't know what you mean by pledge spot. What are spots? Like, I don't. Sorry, I don't understand what's being asked here about the pledges. Maybe Leaf Storm could replace Leaf Tornado because Leaf Storm is competitively sure, but I think Leaf Tornado is just a bit more important to the Snivy line contextually. Elemental spot. Oh, are you referring to the residue? That's already in the moveset. Like, they leave residue on the ground when they do the pledges. That's already there. Because you can combine the pledges. Like that whole gimmick with the pledge attacks is present in this moveset. What am I gonna do with the Kalos and Alola trainer since Greninja and Incineroar already exist? Just make movesets that don't have Greninja or Incineroar.
There's still one whole starter.
Can Duat wall jump? Yes. What if you can make the residue appear with all the specials? Oh no. Like it's just the pledges, because that's what the pledges do specifically. Plus it wouldn't work for all the specials anyway, because the actually all 3 of the side specials for each Pokemon aren't even attacks of their same type, because Ring Out is a normal type attack, Retaliate is also a normal type, and Head Smash is a rock type attack, so it wouldn't work. Okay. So I guess anything else for Pokemon Trainer Unova then? Can Snivy crawl? Yes, it can.
Slither.
Thank you, Nix. Why were the shells on Duat used as fans and not sword? Well, just because of their shape. Like they can grow like the water blade to turn it into a sword, but for the most part, Duat's just because of the shape of the Scowl Chop, they're shaped more like fans than swords. So I guess we're good on Unova and Trainer then?
I suppose.
Okay. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on then. Let's go ahead and close that. And then here, let me see if I can get this to work again. So here, that's not what I wanted. Where did you go? There you are. Let me see. This is... Nope, still busted. Okay, so I still gotta do it the manual by. So I gotta go to Properties, Browse, then manually change it like this. Oop. There we go. Alrighty. Viridi from Kid Icarus Uprising. Okay. Anything about Viridi? I do remember there was one person that was that called me a liar or a misleader because of the thumbnail hints that I gave to Viridi and Muffet after her, because I called Viridi a savage and Muffet a freak. I called Viridi, and they said that it should have been swapped, and that I was misleading for doing that. And it's like, not really, because Viridi is in fact a savage with her insults, and Muffet.
Play Kid Icarus Uprising. She just roasts you.
Yeah, and Muffet
so
is an
savage.
And Muffet is an 8-legged freak. So there you go. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't think Viridi would be a freak.
How much lag is there for the attacks where she has to reward her children? Oh, a bit. There's a bit of lag. She's a good mother after all.
Mr. Maniac says, one complaint, not Hades.
Then we need more Hades requests. Viridi is literally a genocidal maniac? Yeah, she is. She actually is.
And that's fairly savage.
For side B, should have her ride the bomb, not place it. Everything else is fine. I could see that. My only thing is that, why would you ride a bomb? It doesn't sound very, productive to be riding a bomb. Like, I guess she can, like, she can put a shield around herself when it explodes, but, eh.
Aqua says Viridi should have unique win quotes for all the fighters that she mocks in Palutena's guidance.
That'd be funny.
Ooh.
lot of work for the actress, but that'd be funny.
But well, I mean, there would be a lot of good non-roasts too, like her thing for Link.
If Viridi wasn't allowed to use her staff, what would I give her? The claws or the palm? I don't know. Maybe both?
I can see her with the Obidars.
You're not wrong, Malik. You aren't wrong there.
Oh, Viridi with her own guidance. That would be great.
My only issue was that some of the specials ran counter to the aggressive thing. Well, I'm curious. Like, what makes you think that? What makes you think so? How big is the bomb? Probably about Viridi's size, I want to say. But she's pretty short, so... I guess a little smaller than average. Does she reference her to kill list? I don't think I referenced that in the moveset. Am I ever going to make what if, or Palutena's guidances for the what if characters? Tempting. I don't really think of myself as a good enough writer to be able to think of a lot of good stuff for that, though. Like, I feel like a lot of it would end up being kind of forced. Neutral and side B kind of seemed more like zoning. I can understand that argument, though. I suppose, as a counterpoint, there is such thing as an aggressive zoner. Like, there are, for the most part, many different kinds of ways to zone, I find. Like, there's zoning defensively, but yeah, there's also zoning aggressively, zoning tactfully, mixing all of them up together. I do see your point, though. I get you. Because those yeah, the Netski shot and the Bumpity Bomb could definitely be used more defensively. So I do understand. I do understand your argument at the same. You do have a point. Like, because while they can be used aggressively, that doesn't mean that there wouldn't be some players that would use them defensively. So I guess you can say that those two attacks would probably be a bit more diverse. But no, you brought up a fair argument. You're right. The only thing I disliked was the down special. The sound wave felt a bit odd to me, especially next to the other moves that seemed to be more around more plant life. Well, that's the thing, because well, it's interesting. Because they're not. It's not really plant life. Like, Viridi is the goddess of nature as a whole. And even then, plant life. I don't know where. While there are a good number of plant-related attacks, for the most part, she does have a lot of other nature-related, because her down special is like mud and laser. She has a lot of rock-based attacks. Bumpity Bomb is made of rock. She actually come to think of it, she actually has very few plant-based attacks. So the caw screech is kind of just sound, I guess. Did I put Clobber and Captain Flare into the moveset as well? If you watched the video, you would know. Captain Flare, no. Clobber, I don't think I did. Oh, no. Yeah, Clobber was there for one reference. It was for the forward throw. Because Viridi would grab by, like, growing, like, the arms of Urgle, like the Urgle monster, like wings that grab onto opponents. And then the forward throw has one of those Urgle arms turn into a Clobber arm, which just decks the foe in the face away. Plants, Grunkle G. Plants can make noise. Ever heard a tree fall to the ground? Okay, but does it actually make that noise if nobody's is around? And the answer is yes, it does. It's a really stupid philosophical question, honestly. Obviously, it makes a sound. Just because no one's there to hear it doesn't mean it's not happening.
What's the sound of one hand clapping?
Yeah.
Yes, you are right. Viridi should not have a gun. Guns are not nature-like. Guns are very anti-nature, actually.
Guns are dangerous.
You can have a water gun.
No, she can have her Nerf.
Yeah, is Viridi more of a water gunner or a Nerf gunner? All right. In which case, are we done with Viridi, or does anyone else have anything about Viridi? Who is my favorite Kid Icarus character? Hades. Hades by far.
Yeah, Hades. Hades steals the show in that game.
Oh man, that man sasses. Oof.
It's like you think Viridi is savage. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to think, like, didn't Hades, like, isn't there something, like, when you get hit, like, the end credits, you wait after a while, like, Hades literally will just, like, show up and, like, monologue during the end credits or something?
Yeah, he does.
And say he's gonna delete your data.
Yeah, for, like, 10 minutes straight, he just goes. It's like, you can't shut this guy up.
That man's sassiness is explosive.
All right, so I guess then, are we good for Viridi then? Viridi should take her losses harder than Ashley. That's a tough question. Who's the sore loser here? That's actually a tough question. Ashley or Viridi? Who's the sore loser?
I think probably Viridi, because I think, like, I mean, Ashley, yeah, she does the curses and stuff, but Viridi can literally drop a nuke.
Is she more likely to drop a nuke or just drop the insults though?
Probably both.
Ooh.
Yeah, why not both?
I don't know though. Ashley's quick to turn you into a spoon. So it's like, ooh, I don't know. That's a tough question, actually. Oh, well. All right, so I guess we're good to move on from Viridi then?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I gotta manually change this again. Alright. Muffet. From Undertale. Anything about Muffet?
So be careful with the pastries. They're made, by spiders, for spiders, of spiders.
How would Viridi react to Crazy Dave? Oh, Viridi would hate Crazy Dave, because he is artificially, like, altering her nature. Like a human sitting there like moving plants away from their intended path and like artificially like recreating them into something else. Viridi would hate that. And thank you for the $1, Joshua. All right, so for Muffet. All right, have a good night. As someone with a slight fear of spiders, the spider pics were rather tame, to be honest. I tried to find ones that weren't too bad, like, but I'm sure there probably are some people out there that probably still would. Yeah, like probably still would. Because I know arachnophobia is a pretty prominent thing. So I wanted to make sure that I was at least trying to be sensitive about that.
Adventure says, honestly, I really enjoyed the Muffet moveset, but I feel like the giant pet spider was pretty underutilized considering how iconic it is to her boss battle.
I mean, I get that. I really couldn't find too many other places to put it aside from the smash attacks, because it makes sense for it to be a... Because honestly, I know a lot of people probably thought that it should be a final smash, but the weird thing is the pet actually isn't that large. Like, you see it like in the tarot card and such. It's the size of a tuffet. It's like a seat that you can sit on. It's not that big. So I really didn't see it working well as a final smash. And because it is one of her strongest attacks, I felt like it did make the most sense for it to be her side smash or her smash attack or a part of her smash attacks. Aside from that, though, I really couldn't find any other good places to put it. She needed some poison attacks. She doesn't really poison though. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Not all spiders are venomous, right?
Yeah, not all of them.
Yeah, like there really wasn't a point anywhere during the fight where she poisons you.
And we don't know what kind of creature she is anyways.
Right.
But it makes it even harder.
Well, and again, remember, like, the closest thing we had to poison really was this whole karma thing with Sans.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing that we have to poison in Undertale.
And actually, you know what? If you want to get scientific, again, correct me if I'm wrong, if this is like outdated information or something, but if I recall correctly, generally the bigger the spider is, the less poisonous it is, right? So it's the smaller ones you want to look out for, because like the smaller the spider is, the more poison it, the more deadly its poison is. So by that logic, because
usually
because Muffet is the size of the size of a human child, she should theoretically not be poisonous at all because she's big.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the spider, but I do know, like, I mean, yeah, some of the most poisonous spiders, like, in the world are, like, itty bitty.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny babies that are just like, oh, no.
Yeah, but you get bit by them, it's like, oh, get to a hospital now.
Yeah. Always in Australia. That's where the dangerous ones are.
And they live in Australia. It's like, that's so weird, but...
You thought the purple soul was poisoned? Nope. Purple soul just sticks you to a web. The up throw. It would have been cool if the spider did a leap up rather than just popping in reference to how it climbs up the webs during the sections. Oh, you mean the pets for the up throw. I mean, it does leap up though. This might have just been me like not properly I guess conveying that in the drawing that I did for it. So if I didn't convey that well enough, then that's my apologies. But that's what happens. It's like, because remember, when Muffet catches you with she ensnares you in webs, and then for the up throw, like the pet literally was cartoonishly like hiding in the webs that you were trapped in, and it literally like leaps up, exploding the webs outwards and tackling the foe into the air upwards. How does her web shoot? Oh, for the grab? I imagine it as like a net, like kind of like a web net more so. Apparently, daddy long legs are very venomous, but can't pierce human flesh with their. I heard about that too, actually.
Yeah.
That's also the weird thing about daddy. But that's also the weird thing about daddy long legs specifically, because while they appear big, it's just their legs that are very long. Their actual bodies are very tiny.
Yeah. They're itty bitty.
Yeah. Why the up tilt? Oh, the
itty bitty spider bitty.
Oh, the her smashing the teacups in her head. It's just creepy. Like I thought it was humorous. Like she just smashes these two teacups on her head and is completely unfazed by it. Like it was just something that I thought was funny.
But now I wonder what kind of spider she is, though. Although, it could be a monster kind of spider since down there.
Just monster spider, yeah. Like
maybe a tarantula.
Like I don't think she's supposed to be like any specific type of spider. She's just like generic spider theme.
A tarantula.
Does she spit web or Spider-Man wrist shot? At least for her grab, I imagine that it comes out of like her hands, kinda. Either that or like she like pulls it like from her rear or like her abdomen or whatever, wherever it comes from for them, and like just like throws it forwards. Because we really don't have a good idea of how Muffet's like webbings work.
And we just know that, hey, she can do stuff with web.
I wouldn't call that creepy so much oh, the up tilt? You wouldn't call it creepy so much, rather masochistic? I mean, I don't know. If I was sitting there at a tea party with someone and they just suddenly like smashed a teacup over their head, but then kept going on as if nothing happened, I don't know. I'd be like, all right, bye. Like,
2 steps back and then run away.
I'd be kind of weirded out. Like,
and it's like, and time to run.
the enemy should be able to eat the pastries and either the enemy is damaged. No, because those pastries. Oh wait, like hold on. What pastries are you talking about? Because if you're referring to the ones with the final smash, no. But if you're referring to the side special, I don't know. Nah, I don't think so, honestly. Because I know like Diddy Kong has that gimmick where like the peanuts he shoots can drop and be eaten. I don't think there should be a thing here though.
Sweet Louise, Berkey, Mabel. Sorry about that. My goodness.
You're good. Everything all right?
Everything okay?
Oh yeah. Yeah. First I had some food. Then I had to pick up some money after mowing my neighbor's yard, and
roast beef and chicken pizza.
And I briefly got a call from one of my good friends. She just gave birth. She gave birth to her child earlier today.
Huh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Tell her congrats.
Baby.
Yep, congrats, guys.
Little boy or little girl?
Little boy.
Aww.
Anyway, DK. The DK dessert should be banana cream pie or something. I don't think monkeys are actually banana flavored. or does DK just eat so many bananas that his bloodstream is replaced with banana?
Jeez.
Banana cream.
Let's go with that. Like, how does that song in the DK cartoon go with the banana cream pies?
Let's not.
No,
please.
Oh,
no. Family friendly.
Yeah, this isn't SNG yet.
actually, according to Corton Riffle, daddy longlegs are not considered spiders. They are arachnids, but not spiders. I didn't know that.
Wait, what? Huh.
If that's true, that's cool.
At least they're friendly. And free
DK is pure potassium.
pest control without being afraid.
Oh.
No, okay, you know what? Fair, Dark Meta Knight. Yeah, Ridley would gladly eat Muffet's pastries, regardless of what they're made of.
I would just buy a pastry. I buy the whole freaking bakery shop.
A bit late to be streaming, isn't it? We've been streaming for about, what, 2.5 hours now?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like I wanted to start a little bit earlier, but I lost track of time. So we're almost done. We just got Muffet and then 2 more characters after this.
Yeah.
Ridley has no money. Are you kidding? Ridley is probably loaded. That boy is a space pirate. Do you know how many? You know how much looting
that
he
man
probably
is
does?
a pirate.
Do you even know what pirates do for a living?
That boy is loaded.
Yeah, that man got some money.
I could buy the whole freaking lot. Oh my gosh.
Alrighty. Anything else on Muffet though? Your pastry should poison you for the side B? I guess that becomes the question though. No, it shouldn't, because her pastries technically are edible. Remember, you can buy them and you can eat them when they do heal you. So no, they shouldn't poison you, because they actually are technically health items in the game.
That is true.
Yes.
I want Muffet's final smash to have her summon the web with the cinematic going on, and the spiders will trap the opponents to the ground, and the monster pastry stampeding on the opponents. You know what? Honestly, that might have been a thought that, or something along those lines with the monster, the pet, like, probably came across my mind, but I felt like it was a little generic. And I think in the end, once I came up with the idea of her trapping you and then like turning you into pastries, I loved that idea too much. I couldn't do anything else after that. That was it. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, nope, this is it. Not
Fate is sealed.
Like, even if I think of other things, like, this is what it has to be. This is like too perfect for Muffet. In my opinion, anyway. I mean, you said they were made up by humans, and humans are not edible. Well, no, they're not. Like, her pastries, I'm sure, are still made of questionable things, but they're not really made. They're not made with humans.
No, they're made of spiders.
Yeah.
It says so. It says so in the game.
Accessories.
Yeah, it says in the game, by spiders, for spiders, of spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she made the threat about, with Frisk saying, oh, I'll make Frisk into a pastry, but, for the most part, I mean, that's just, you can just say that's just that's just a threat.
Yeah.
But we do have confirmation in the game that her pastries are made of spiders.
What would the spiders look like for Muppet's special? Kind of just how they kind of look like in literally kind of like little cartoony little balls with like eight thin legs coming out of them. So pretty much how they look like in Undertale.
Yeah, like probably in the game.
Yeah, like the little cutesy single ball body with like 8 legs.
Ouch. That hurt.
Got it. Never played Undertale. No problem. If actually, shameless plug. If you, like mythical Pokemon. If you want to see Undertale in action, if you go onto our group channel, Spiffy Needle Geeks, we actually did do Ryan a couple of years ago. Actually, did like a playthrough of Undertale blind while we were all together at MomoCon.
But
we've got that on our channel.
We only did the one route though. Like
the neutral route.
Yeah.
The neutral route. That's what we've done so far, but still, it was a blind playthrough for Ryan, and it includes the Muffet fight.
Yeah. Like, if you want to see, like, the full routes, like, full completed routes, I would actually recommend watching the ones that Game Grumps did, because Game Grumps actually has 2 separate playthroughs of all routes. Like, the first ones that were done by, I believe it was Ross and Barry, like, years back when Undertale first came out. And then the more recent ones that were played by Aaron and Dan for live streams. And both playthroughs were honestly really good. Don't spiders eat each other after reproducing or something? I think you're thinking of mantises. Like praying mantis.
Some spiders do that, but not all.
Do some spiders do that?
Yes. Some spiders will eat their mate.
Okay.
On that note, can we move on to oh, you know what? You say that, but we're moving on to Dante. Are we good to move on? Are we good to move on to Dante?
Yeah, I think that's a clever segue to move on to Dante. Actually.
All right, moving on to Dante. Okay. Dante from Devil May Cry. So this was a pretty complex moveset. So in general, I guess before people start probably bringing it up, I do want to address one thing that I know a few people brought up actually, and they were saying things like regarding how I handled the style changes. Some people were saying that it should have been treated like Monado, where it was strictly neutral special, and others were saying they should have been relegated to taunts. Honestly, I disagree with both of those. I do much prefer with how the way I handled it. Because in terms of the Monado arts, I feel like that could work, but not for this moveset specifically. Because with how I handled everything, I feel like having styles specifically on one map would well, for one thing, it would remove the prop shredder, and I feel like it would also lead to a lot of misinputs. And then relegating it to taunts, I really don't like, because for one thing, Dante needs his traditional taunts. So moving his styles to his taunts removes his provocations, and that is a sin for Dante. Dante needs to taunt. Aside from that, though,
he needs to yell jackpot.
Aside from that, though, not all control schemes have access to all of the taunt buttons. So because of that, if you're playing with the bad control scheme, then you're locked out of styles, and that's just bad in general. So it wouldn't work anyway. Yeah, all of you people that keep saying to give these characters guns. Yeah, can't say that with Dante. That boy has 2. 3, actually. 4. Boy has a lot of guns. What is Devil May Cry 2? Why are you talking about these myths? People keep bringing up this myth called Devil May Cry 2. I don't know, guys. Come on.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Did you know that Ken and Dante share a voice actor? Really? I did not know that.
Well, currently, or was it beforehand?
I don't know.
That's really interesting.
Why is Dante's default his classic appearance, not his DMC 5 appearance? His DMC 3 appearance is more iconic. That's generally the one used most of the time when referring to Dante. Like even like in cameo stuff or crossover stuff, it's usually that look. Also, think you can use the same argument for Ike, because like Brawl had Path to Radiance Ike, Smash 4 had Radiant Dawn Ike, which was his recent appearance. But then when Ultimate came out, they were both included, but the Path to Radiance one was still his default, even though Radiant Dawn technically was his newer one. So I guess you can kind of look at it like that. Like, yeah. DMC3 is, like, generally, like, the most iconic version of Dante. Like, that's the version you see of it. You see of him in Marvel vs. Capcom, like, other crossovers, things like that. Yes, we are taking requests. Like, if you have any requests, just go ahead and write them down. Danny will get them. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mythical Pokemon. I appreciate that.
DMC Dante Echo.
I didn't really feel a need to include anything from DMC in this move set. I wanted the stick mainly to the main series. You know, the 4 good games that he has. Like his only 4 games from the main series, you know. Should you hashtag? No, you don't need to hashtag your request. Just write down the names and we'll get them. Danny will get them. What style would Dante start the match with? Probably either Swordmaster or Trickster. Either one of those. Favorite DMC game? 5. I loved Devil May Cry 5. Because I alluded like this with a hint that I used before the video came out. Because like I knew about Dante and Devil May Cry. I never played them before making this moveset. After playing them, I'm a fan now. And 5 was like the best one. I loved playing Devil May Cry 5. What are our thoughts about the DMC reboot? It's clearly not a good game, but it has like its own funny rights. Like, I think its biggest problem was the fact that it was titled Devil May Cry, because I feel like if it was like its own IP that wasn't attached to Devil May Cry, it probably would have done a lot better, honestly.
That's very possible.
Like it still has its issues, but it's one of those games where it's like it has its own like guilty charm, unfortunately.
Right. I mean, again, speaking as somebody who's not too familiar with the Devil May Cry series, I mean, it's like, I know I played a little bit of the first one years and years ago, and of the original series, I think that's all I've played, and I have played DMC. So, just speaking with that little knowledge, like, the game mechanics, like the combat mechanics of DMC are not that bad at all, but when it comes to the characters and the story and the writing, it is just so gloriously horrible that it just spins around and becomes good. It's like, you know, like, it's such a weird thing to say because I'm well aware with Devil May Cry that, like, yes, Devil May Cry, it has its funny moments. It's meant to be a game, like, as awesome as it is, it has its moments where you're not supposed to take it seriously.
Oh no, here's the thing,
but it's like, at least the impression that I got was like DMC tried way too hard to be taken seriously that it became comical.
I think that was one of its biggest problems too, because Devil May Cry never takes itself seriously. It just doesn't. Dante, because like it's one of those premises where like the demons are serious. They always have serious motives. Dante always ruins it for them because Dante is such a dork. He's so campy. He's such a dork that he's always like ruining things for the demons, like removing all the tension completely. Like that's the point. That said, though, I saw someone ask, I think it was Grunkle, they asked, why can't you just choose your style in the main menu? I don't really see a need to do that because you can change between them so quickly. So literally, it's like just change. You can change between them like in a snap. Like having the ability to change between just to pick which one you start with in the menu just seems unneeded.
Let's see. I'll answer this one real quick. Question for you, Danny. If you made a new game for Knights, what would you do?
Ooh.
That's like probably the biggest thing. Suspend reality and say that Sega actually gave a crap about Knights again and decided to make a new one. Honestly, I think the one thing I probably would want the most out of a new Knights game is character lore. You know, it's like I think we're a little due for getting some more like in-depth backstory behind like Knights and Reala and Wise Man. So it's like I'd like to maybe like a prequel game, like actually show like Wise Man creating Knights and Reala and what did it take for Knights to defect. Like I don't know about you guys, that's a story I'd like to see.
Yeah, that would be nice because there's so much that we don't know.
Yeah.
There's just so much. We got the basics, but that's basics.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the theory that... Sorry. Have you heard about the theory that Dante has depression? I never really got the impression that Dante had depression. I got that he had trauma, but never depression. Because he definitely has trauma, but not really depression. And someone else also asked, who do I think would be the best Echo fighter for Dante? No one really. Like any characters that even like ones that you'd think would work as Echo fighters, like Virgil. Virgil does way too many different stuff. Virgil, like any character, yeah, I don't think there really are any characters that would work as an Echo for Dante. Like they all fight so differently. Personally, I would have used Beowulf instead of Ifrit because that's the ones he used in DMC3. And that was something I thought about too. The reason why I chose Ifrit instead of Beowulf is because the smash attacks are fire based, and Beowulf is not a fire weapon. So that's why I opted for Ifrit, especially since Balrog from 5 is also fire based gauntlets. So he's had 2 fire based gauntlets. That's why I opted to give him Ifrit instead of Beowulf. On top of that, Beowulf really is... Yes, Dante uses it, but honestly, I associate Beowulf more with Virgil. So, like, when and if I ever do a moveset for Virgil, I'll probably be giving Beowulf to him. Because Beowulf originally belonged to Virgil. And he still uses them, actually, even in like, other titles. Let's see. Is there anything else on Dante? I figured there would be more, because that was a rather complicated set. Which was also part of the point. DMC games are pretty complicated, have pretty complicated combat mechanics. Remember,
what about Nero?
Nero as an Echo fighter still wouldn't work. They fight too differently. And remember, folks, if you save all questions that aren't relevant to the character we're talking about for the end. I'll answer them. We'll answer them at the end. For now, I want to stay on track. During the entire Final Smash, there should be a style meter. There is. I actively say that there is one. Like that I literally bring that up as there.
Would Virgil be a sort of Isabel to Dante's fighter? Echo-esque, but still their own fighter.
Semi-clone. And I would say so, yes. Because Virgil does have some attacks that are close to Dante's. But he also has a lot of attacks that are so radically different from Dante. So, Echo Fighter... No, I'm sorry, Semi-clone at closest. But even then, there would still be a lot of differences for them. A moveset themed fully around being stylish? Heck yeah. I remember there were a few people that were saying that they didn't like the complexity, saying, well, I mean, in Devil May Cry games, there's always a way to cheese it so that you can just spam attacks and win. It's like, okay, but just because there's oversights doesn't take away from the fact that the game was designed with style in mind. Just because you can... Yep. Just because you can exploit some things doesn't mean that the game was designed for you to exploit them. It's still designed with the idea of you being stylish. Alright, so I guess I'll be good on Dante then?
Sounds like it. So, last guy?
Yep, last character for the night. And yeah, I guess we really are going to end up saving the imposter for the next 10. Because, yeah, it is getting late.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fine.
Alrighty, so... Zero from Mega Man X. Any thoughts on Zero?
Wait, Zero doesn't really have a projectile, right?
He does. His Buster.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that one.
It works. It works.
It's a good thing.
It works like it does in X3.
Okay, good thing it's not Rolongeki.
Okay.
That'll bring back so many nightmares.
Ravener says, I have 3 problems with Zero's moveset. The down air, the down special, and the side smash. Change down air from I'm not going to pronounce that to I am also not going to pronounce that. Just change ice for the anchor if he hits the ground.
Well, that's a preference thing. I think I actually prefer the ice one over the anchor. That's just a preference thing, and I prefer the one from X4 over X6.
Apparently, people are they're just saying, "What am I fighting for?"
No.
Yep.
But Johnny Young botched a good one.
Can I explain why I consider Zero from Mega Man Zero as a different character? I guess for the same reasons why Mario is different from Dr. Mario. Because I guess if I'm perfectly honest, I didn't even look at Mega Man Zero when making this moveset, or I only looked at Mega Man X Zero. I wanted to stick strictly with Mega Man X Zero. I didn't even look at Mega Man 00. Because I already decided beforehand, I just want them to be different. I want them to have different movesets. So, that's why I didn't even bother looking at them. So, if they end up having a lot of similarities, then semi-clone. But aside from that, I want them to be separate.
JC is just repeating burn to the ground.
That was painful.
Yes.
When I purchased the X collection and played through 7 was painful.
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness. I did beat, for the most part, majority of the X games, for this move. I didn't even bother with 7. I just got the 2 attacks that I needed and was done with it. Oh my god.
You could have just asked me to play it.
Nah, I had it handled. But it was because when I got to that flame hot, because I went into 7 blinds. I never saw a Let's Play of it beforehand.
No.
So when I got to Hyanard and saw that, 15 seconds, it was all it took for me to have to mute my TV. It was nope, no, thank you. We're not dealing with this.
VJ, you don't understand. That's the best part of the game.
Burn to the ground. Burn.
I'm not even. I'm unapologetically saying that's the best part of the game.
I know a lot of people like try to claim that X6 is the worst, and while X6 is bad, y'all are nuts. 7 is way worse.
X6 isn't even bad. I'm saying this as someone who's played X6 multiple times and has beaten it multiple times and actually like how the game plays.
Well, there you go. 7 is way worse.
X6 is just the story is bad.
Well, I did have some.
People say X6 is bad because of the gameplay.
I did have some other issues with X6. Like I think a big problem with X6 for me was like a lot of the stage design. I did not like a lot of the stage design in that game, but I was at least able to get through it. 7 can go rot.
Which had the worst acting, Mega Man 8 or Mega Man X4?
They both have the same voice actors.
Yeah,
they have the same voice actors. They're both bad.
Yeah, like they both have the same voice actors in the same voice direction, so we can't say one's worse over the other.
Okay, so is that more so a question of like which one had the worst director?
Yes,
they're both the same.
No, but don't forget the X Games had, I forgot what her name was, but she directed one of them.
Oh, directors.
Let's see.
I mean,
anyway.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4 were made around the same time. So
yeah. In which case,
and
Janet asks,
back to the moveset.
When Zero is KO'd, does he have a similar death animation to Mega Man? Yeah, of course he would, definitely. And then I saw someone else. I think 0-0 and X0 is. I think 0-0 is X0 in a different body with less memories and no virus and different moves. Yeah, I believe. From what I've heard, yes, that is the case. Like it's the same person or the same robot, I guess. Just new abilities and such.
Similar weapons, honestly.
Raijin Geki should have been Side Smash. Blade Beam should have been where the Buster was. Down Smash should have been his X4 or X5 Giga attack. See, it's actually funny you say that regarding because Raijin Geki was that was the lightning one, like the lightning stab thing. Because if I recall correctly, like Brandon didn't like when you were watching the moveset, you said at first originally that you thought that would be like a side smash. But then when you saw what the side smash actually was, you pulled back, right? If I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I think I wanted the I'm not even gonna pretend to try to remember. I'm not even gonna try to remember what these names were. What I was going for with making the side smash what it was, like the blade beam thing, it was kind of as a parallel to it was as a parallel to Mega Man. Because Mega Man's side smash is the charged buster, so it's another powerful projectile attack. That's kind of what I was going for with that. And it's like the Reich and like the lightning stab web spider thing, whatever. Like that's a move that can kind of be used a bit more spammed, especially since it can be jab canceled. So I felt it was way more appropriate as a side tilt. Can the down air freeze fighters? No, it cannot. It's just an icicle. The forward smash should have been the Juhenzon from X5. Juhenzon? That does not sound familiar to me. What was Juhenzon, Brandon? Brandon?
What?
What was Juhenzon from X5?
Was Juhenzon from X5? That's the electric move, right?
You got me.
Hold on.
Hold on. There is no way anyone's gonna be able to like associate any of these names, and this like hardcore fanatics.
Well, yeah, and I'm one of them. Just give me a second.
Guard Shell was made too OP. That's the point.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Zero is supposed to be top tier in every fighting game he's in. It's law. Kidding. I don't think it's that bad, especially since it is limited. Like, think of it like Wonder Wing for Banjo-Kazooie. Like, yes, it's powerful. It's really good, but you're limited in how often you can actually use it. So,
Juhenzon is not from X5.
What is Juhenzon then?
I think that's X8.
Juenzon.
I think that's X8. Hold on, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's X8. If not X7. Was Juhenzon a technique that Zero had in Mega Man? Not Mega Man. Marvel vs. Capcom.
I don't remember. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know what any of these names are, honestly.
Hold on.
We need one on Geki.
The freaking music stopped again. Dang it. Anyway.
You said Juhenzon?
Juenzon, something like that.
You said...
Like J-U-U something else.
Yeah, I Juuhazan.
X8 heavy overslash.
Okay, so it was X8. I was right.
Okay. So it's just an overhead slash?
Zero pauses before unleashing a strong forward vertical swing with a large strike radius. Use this to break through shielded enemies. Just bear in mind the short time Zero's vulnerable as he winds up for the attack.
Well, I mean, the move that I gave him is the same exact attack. It just adds the blade beam. It's just the overhead, like, kind of deal.
Okay, so there's a blade beam that Zero does have, but I think that move originated in X7.
Yeah. Well, but
yeah,
Hadangeki. The same kind of move.
Hadangeki.
The same kind of move was also used as a boss only technique. I noticed, like it like literally like he swings his beam and releases like the green like crescent shaped blade beam forwards.
Yeah, that's Hadangeki.
Yeah,
you got that from X7.
Yeah, well, X7 I think was the first one we actually used it for a playable Zero, because I think before that, in like boss fights against him, he also had it there. Because I know.
Yeah, he did during boss fights.
Yeah,
he did.
I think he also there's also the super powered version of it called a Genbu Zero, if I recall correctly. The super big one hit KO.
Genbu Zero.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Which I know some people wanted Genbu Zero to be the final smash, but. What?
Huh?
Oh no, sorry. Pharmacy tactics. Oh.
Oh. Don't scare me like that, man. Anyway.
It's like that's a tactic step to the most unexpected methods and tactics.
Anyway, like I know some people said they would have preferred Genbu Zero to be the final smash, but honestly, like what was it called again? What I made as final smash? I have the. You know what? I probably should actually.
Wait. I
have these written down.
Rikoha.
I feel is more prominent. I feel because it's a Giga attack. Plus, Genbu Zero, you never actually, as far as I know, you never actually get to use it yourself for play. Aside from Marvel vs. Capcom, I think Marvel vs. Capcom is the only time where you actually get to use Genbu Zero with playable Zero. Otherwise, it's only a boss move. Why not use Absolute Zero? No. Just no.
Immediately stop and check yourself.
I'm kidding. Again, preference. I just preferred Rikoha in this case. I felt it was just a much more, like, cool idea for Zero. Oh, dear. I feel like it would have been nice if the up tilt and the up smash covered directly above you better. I mean, I suppose they could. Like, maybe, like, let them go a little bit higher. Maybe at least the up tilt. The up smash, he doesn't need to, because there are plenty of up smashes where they only cover direct, your, in front of your y-axis. Like, there's Bayonetta's, for example, that does that. I know there's more. I'm blanking on them now. But, yeah. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is that X7 shouldn't be anywhere near this moveset. I feel you on that, but unfortunately there just happened to be two attacks that I felt were really good to be used. One of Zero's victory screen voice lines should be hardly a fight. When he turns his back to the camera, it's his victory line from Mega Man X Command Mission. You know, come to think of it, I didn't even look at Command Mission. I only looked at the mainline games.
I'm still floored they didn't include Command Mission in any of the, like, even as a standalone release for like alongside the collections.
Honestly, because it's like I hear good things about Command Mission, but
I like Command Mission.
Honestly, like I don't think I bothered looking at it because I didn't think I needed to. Because literally everything that he does between X3 to X8 were enough. Like, I think those 5 games covered everything, so I didn't really need to look at anything else.
Like, Command Mission was like literally like the story between X7 and X8. Like, after X7, before X8.
Like, literally, I think literally the only 2 things that I needed to innovate on Zero were his up throw and his down throw, and that was it. Literally everything else came from something. Well, I guess there was. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There were the Marvel games too. I did pull a couple of stuff from Marvel. That's right. But still, yeah, the up air and then the forward and back throws. So those were from Marvel. But still, like. All right, good night, Charo. Janet Johnson, I already answered your question. The answer is yes. Okay. Cooper, we are not having this conversation again. Pablo Sanchez is a real person. We already established that last stream. He is a real baseball player. About to ban the name Pablo Sanchez in my chat. Suddenly someone... Anyway. Anything else on Zero? Because if we're done with Zero, we can just start getting into just basic questions or just talking about any character aside from Imposter. Oh, don't worry, Phantom Reaper. Well, if you have some things to talk about Dante, you can in a bit. Just like because I'm not seeing right now if anybody else has any more issues with Zero or not. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone say anything else about Zero. So in that case, I think we'll go ahead and move on to just like basic ask whatever you want, or if there's a character from this stream that you missed, or even just any character at all from Zero pre that you want to talk about, be my guest. Go right ahead. So someone says for Koopa, the Final Smash should have had the blue shell in some way. I guess. Mega Man X Command Mission is the only game that Sigma isn't directly involved in. That's surprising.
Yeah, but true. Yeah.
Shocking. Is Dry Bowser off the table for a moveset? No. There's no reason why Dry Bowser couldn't be done and if he gets enough requests. Which lore is more confusing, Kingdom Hearts or FNAF? FNAF, for sure.
I don't know. They're both pretty confusing because they both keep getting retconned to suit the current one.
Kingdom Hearts is not getting retconned. It's just they're just making it up as they go along. which can lead to confusion, but not nearly as bad as what Five Nights does. Zidane should flirt with every single female character. Hey, that man has a girlfriend now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, yes, we ship Dagger and Zidane in this channel.
Do you think Nintendo would bring the hammer down on somebody modding in a new fighter? I don't know.
Just tell that to the multitude of people that have been modding Smash Ultimate already. Like, I'm pretty sure and don't even get me started with Smash 4.
Yeah, I should change.
Like, Nintendo would have to catch a lot of bodies to do that at this point.
I should be able to do this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, like if you guys are asking anything about how I think a character would work, or if I would do a character, I'm not going to answer the questions about how I think a character would work, because I'm going to save that for a potential moveset. And if you're asking if I would do a character, answer is the same as always, if they get enough requests.
You think any of you other guys besides BJ will do videos again? Are you talking about on our respective channels, or in general? Because in general, we are still doing videos.
Well, I think they're referring to movesets.
Yeah, like are we going to show up again, like co-hosting for movesets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the case.
At some point, if the opportunity arises.
It's entirely BJ's call.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got the question confused.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I know we've all told BJ, like, you know, okay, yeah, if we ever get around to doing this character, then I want to host, or I've got ideas, or something like that. It's just, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's BJ's call.
Yeah.
Yep.
BJ hosting an episode when? That's BJ's call.
Yep.
See, Janet Johnson, shouldn't Player 2 Ghost be from Untitled Goose be an alt? So the Untitled Goose video actually came out before the Player 2 Goose was introduced. But even then, I'm not sure how well it would work, because it's hard to tell them apart. Because the only difference is that they have a slightly different beak shape, and like the Player 2 one has a darker orange. But when looking at them from far away on the Smash screen, that'd be hard to tell apart. There's too much white, I feel. Like, there's not enough prominent differences that I feel... Like, I think realistically it probably would be, because it is a canon alt. But I'm not sure how well I'm not really sure how well it would work. You see, Phantom Reaper, this is actually something we talked about during the stream, the taunting. So just for your sake, just to quickly go over it again, like, just to summarize, I don't like the idea of the styles being associated with taunts, because for one thing, that would remove his ability to use his real taunts, and that's a sin. And the other reason, not all control schemes have access to all 4 taunt buttons. Like, there are some that only have 1 taunt button. So it just, gameplay-wise, it would be bad. It would be non-functional. When Henry uses his barrel neutral special, does he just roll it forward like DK? I believe he does, yes. If Cream loses cheese, she should have a panicked look on her face. I mean, probably.
Mm-hmm. Her best line of defense is gone.
I feel like Sea Flasher, Masenenko, and I don't know these names. Are you referring to Zero? I guess? Sure.
Hold on.
If that's your preference.
I'm trying to see Flasher, Masenko. Yeah.
The Neo Metal Sonic alt should have
Zero.
The Neo Metal Sonic alt should have the voice from Sonic Heroes. Sure, I suppose.
You know what, BJ? Anytime anyone brings up Zero's moves, just let me know.
It's the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who's calling me? BJ.
Why is it 3 a.m.?
I promise you I'll still be awake.
I know I'm very late, but I believe Springtrap should be less mobile since he's constantly in pain. I mean, that depends on the pain, because there are some people who actually move more when they're in pain, believe it or not.
And
adrenaline.
Yeah.
And despite Springtrap in FNAF 3, he be moving pretty fast.
Yeah, that is true.
Especially when you see him go across the side when he gets to your room. It's like, oh, wow,
yeah,
he running.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, one wrong move, and I mean, he's juking across rooms.
I would imagine that spring lock suit would actually help with mobility a little bit.
Neo Metal Sonic should have a minute-long transformation for his final set.
Oh no! Don't revive the meme.
When Maxwell uses down special, maybe he chooses an adjective and stores it, to then use it on the other specials later. I don't think there's a need to store it. He can just use them when they're accessible. Like, just use it on the special you want to use it on, or whatever it is you can use it on. Like, yeah. I feel like being slammed and squashed and skewered into a rabbit suit would restrict you. You dig? Well, I also feel like if you were squashed and squished into a rabbit suit, you wouldn't be moving at all. So I mean, gotta kind of let your what's the phrase here? Your suspension of disbelief kind of just carry you on for a little bit here.
Yep.
Would I consider doing a series where I take existing clone characters and declone them? Maybe at some point.
Oh, yeah, that would be a nice thing.
Would Scott the Woz technically get around the real person constraints in the same way as AVGN? I mean, he hasn't been in a game, but it's still a fair question. Well, if he hasn't been in a game, then no, he can't. Just no. Because I don't know who Scott the Woz is, but if he's like a character played by somebody else, they have to be in an official video game.
Nah, Scott the Woz, he's very popular video game reviewer on YouTube. Yeah, so that's really all that is. And I think it's like recently he just did like, I think, what was it, like his 200th episode or something. Like there was a really big video, like really big deal on his channel that just happened recently. So I think that's why. But regardless, again, that he's just the reviewer. I mean, technically, AVGN is a reviewer as well, but it's also very, very clear that AVGN is a character. Plus, AVGN has games under his belt. So that technically, that fits the criteria for the moveset.
Yeah. Am I done with Sonic characters for a bit? I'm technically done with no characters at all. Like, the only way for me
My God, have you seen the Sonic Cat? The size of the Sonic Cast?
Like, the only way that I'll be done with a series of characters is if I do every single character from that series. That'll be the only way I'm done. Because as far as I'm concerned, if they have enough requests and if I can finish a moveset for them, they're fair. Like they're gonna happen. Because that's generally the criteria. Because like, I know for the most part, I do mostly say that I've repeated this so many times, but I'll say it again. I keep saying that I'll do characters who have the most requests, and that is true, but there is a second criteria to that, and that's I have to be able to make the moveset. Like, look at the Imposter that I just did there for a bit. They had nearly 1,000 requests, compared to the characters that came before them that had on average, like, 350. So you're thinking, wait, how did Imposter come after these other characters when he had way more requests? Simply put, it took me longer to finish the Imposter's moveset. That was just that was Imposter probably was my biggest challenge. So it's a matter of like, yeah, not only do they need a high number of requests, like higher than most other characters and like higher than majority of the characters on the list, but I also have to be able to finish the moveset. That's just that. So generally what happens is that I'll usually decide ahead of time of who I want to do. Like I'll usually decide like way more than 10 characters and like be working on their movesets as I move along. If I get stuck on someone's moveset, I move on to the next moveset to work on, just to try to keep my backlog moving, and then I'll go back to that other one, here and there. And then as soon as one of them with the high requests gets done, they take priority. Let's see. Would I be willing to add Echo Fighters to some fighters that don't have any? And nah, I don't think I don't really, honestly, I don't really care for the idea of giving existing Smash fighters Echo Fighters potentially. Like, I think that was like something that I was intrigued by in the past, but over time I stopped caring about that idea myself.
Yeah, wasn't that originally what you did with was it Blue? Like, you treated him more like an Echo Fighter and Pokemon trainer?
Yeah, I did. And while I still, and even then, I would consider that moveset that I made for Blue more semi-clone than Echo Fighter, but even then, yeah, like I would just prefer to give characters unique movesets myself. You were mad that I made that I said this imposter on the episode for the imposter? That's called playing 4D chess. Like, literally, it was like I knew everyone would. I knew there would be so many people that would think, oh, there's no way he's actually doing Among Us, like, because he put the imposter there. It's clearly somebody else. Then for it to actually be the imposter, like. That's
Pokemon
that
591.
That was literally just me, just making fun, just having a little fun. Because I knew there'd be a lot of people that would assume that it was not going to be the imposter because I made it so obvious. Hot take: Echo Fighters are way less interesting than everyone makes them out to be. To an extent, I agree with you. I like the concept, because for actual Smash, where you only have so many where they are limited in certain ways, I like the concept as a means of being able to add more characters. But I do agree with you to an extent. Like, it's not really. Yeah. I would just much rather characters have unique movesets. That's just me, though. If Blue actually did get into Smash, do you think he'd be called Blue or Pokemon Rival? Probably just Blue. I don't know, actually. Because there's lots of rivals. Then again, there's also lots of Pokemon trainers. I don't know. Okay, I will just say this now. I apologize that I don't mean to crush your dreams here, Joko. I don't think I'm not going to be making a moveset for Lightning McQueen. That boy's just a car. Like, no. That sounds like a really boring moveset, and I have no interest in doing that. I suppose actually you could actually say that's like a third criteria for me when making movesets. High requests, being able to actually make the movesets. I also have to be interested. Like, if I'm not interested, then I'm not going to be able to give you guys a good product. So, and I'm not going to just force something out just for the sake of doing so. So, I'm not going to just make a moveset on a dumb car. He's just a car.
Don't say dumb. Someone's feelings are going to get hurt.
I hate it when I want to make a joke, but then I forget part of the joke. Because I was going to say, whose feelings am I going to hurt? And then I was going to say Lightning McQueen's voice actor, but I totally forgot his name. I'm sad. I know who he is. It's just, like, I know who I have his face in my head. I just forgot his name. It was like a blonde guy with like the cowboy accent. Why isn't Zero's side tilt a tether grab? I don't think it's a tether. It's just a lightning stab. I don't think it worked. I don't think it's a tether. Owen Wilson, thank you. That's right. This is why I hate having short-term memory loss. It's like, this is why I feel like my best content and jokes are the ones that I can think about and research about. I am so much worse of a content creator for things on the fly. Like, generally, because of my short-term memory loss, I generally have to think a little harder about things. So it's harder for me to think of them on the fly.
That is fair, though.
Do you think it'd be great for future Smash games to have an adventure mode like so? I would love another game like another thing like Subspace Emissary. The issue with it, honestly, is the fact that as Smash games add more and more characters, there's going to become the inevitability where if they did do more cutscene based stories like Subspace, these stories would not be able to include the entire roster. They just wouldn't, because it would reach a point where they're just starting to force characters in.
Mm-hmm. And every DLC character would not be in a cutscene.
Well, I guess that's just a given, but still, like,
yeah,
because because that is something I do miss from Smash, is like the platform based stuff, because like Melee had it with their adventure mode, and then yes, Subspace had it too. Like I miss like being able to platform and like it was also in Smash for 3DS with the Smash Run. Like I miss being able to travel in these worlds and fight and like fighting enemies, like actual enemies like from the games. Like like I do miss that. So I would and I think I've said this before, but like I am a sucker for crossover stories. Like, I love games that have, like, story modes where characters from different games interact with each other. Like, I am a sucker for that stuff. That's why a big reason why I love Smash so much. But yeah, like, it would have to be one of those things where it's like, in, like, the main campaign, they'd have to only pick a few, like a part of the roster to actually be a part of it. But then they can probably just do something where after you beat it, you can then go through the levels again with other characters. So, which is what Subspace did. But I feel like they probably would need to do something to actually help the replayability, though, because unfortunately, one of the things about Subspace is that after you beat it, there's really no reason to go back. Like, unless you just want to
unless you're going for stickers or CDs.
Well,
but there was also an easy way to find that stuff too.
Unless you just feel like replaying it. I'm talking more so like after you beat it, there's no reason to go back to any of the other prior levels. Aside from the 3 that had like the hidden like main, like Wolf, Jigglypuff, and Toon Link. So, like
which Jigglypuff of all of them, seriously?
Yeah, like they would need to do something to help its replayability.
Yeah.
Because I think that, honestly, I do, as much as I love Subspace for the cutscene stuff, I do feel like Melee did have the stronger adventure mode. Because even though it was repetitive for the most part, and it did have some twists and turns, like to keep you guessing.
Yeah. Oh. And and speaking of platforms with Smash, BJ, board the platforms. That is heavily missed too. It's like one of the greatest things with wait, no. Melee didn't have board the platforms, did it?
I don't know. I think that was.
No, I think that was only Smash 1.
What are my thoughts on the Primid enemies? I think the Primids are just okay. Like, I get the concept of what they were, but I think, personally, I would have... Like, I don't mind them being there. I just wish they weren't so dominant. I do wish that they had, like, more variety of enemies from, from the games themselves. Like, because they had, like, the few Mario enemies, but that was it. Like, I wish we had more Zelda enemies, more Kirby enemies, things like that. Like, I don't mind the Primid enemies. And, like, let them be, like, heavier for, like, certain stages where it makes sense for them to be heavier. But for them to be so dominant throughout the entire subspace, nah. I do wish that they made a little more variety. I understand why they probably didn't, because making so many enemies that you'd probably only see for like a few stages. I get it, but in which case, I'll take a few more questions, but then we're probably gonna have to call it here pretty soon.
Okay. Somebody wants to know, when's the next Smash Aesthetic stream?
Probably just whenever I feel like doing it. Like, I might do it this week, maybe, because I would, preferably, I wouldn't mind doing at least one more stream, like, before company comes. Like, so that way they give people, like, a little extra something, since I'm not, because again, like, for those who weren't here for the beginning and are here now, I'm not going to be able to post, the next episode this Friday. It's gonna be going up next Friday, because my sister is graduating high school and we have people coming down to visit, so I'm gonna be spending time with my family. We'll save the list for the very end. Favorite crossover character within the Mortal Kombat series? That's a good question. It's sad though, because I'm not really that big of a Mortal Kombat fan myself. Oh, you know what though? I think the inclusion of the Joker was pretty funny. Like, seeing the Joker being able to go all out, that was pretty cool. Who is my least favorite character from what? Is fun really infinite with Sega what? Cutest character that I've made a moveset for? I guess Cream? She's pretty cute.
So is Jibanyan.
Jibanyan looks cute. Jibanyan doesn't have a cute personality. Cream is both.
What about
the
slime?
Slime is cute. Oh, Komasan's cute too, I guess, in that case. Like for me, when I think of cute, I think of both how they look and their personality. Like, Jibanyan may look cute, but he does not have a cute personality. Koma-san has a cute personality. Cream has a cute personality. Slime can have a cute personality sometimes, if they're not attacking you or running away.
What about Chibitarasu?
Chibitarasu is cute. He very much is. Which character would I hate to see in Ultimates? None, really. Like, there's no character that I actively would not want to see in Smash. I feel no need to waste the energy on hoping that something doesn't happen. Like, I don't know why people do that. It's just, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Or if something happens that you think you don't agree with, it's just whatever. It happens. No point in wasting the energy being angry about it.
Unfortunately, not a lot of people see it that way.
Malik, you are correct. Mimikyu is in fact very cute. Mimikyu is the best. What if I just added a brick? Then they added a brick.
Yeah, the Eevee is the pinnacle of the cuteness.
Eevee is very cute.
Will you ever talk about stage ideas? That's in the aesthetic stream.
Yep, I do. In the extra aesthetic streams. I think if they added a brick, then you could be mad. I honestly don't think you... Because in the end, the way I see it, it's just a video game. Like, there are way more important things in the world to get mad about than what's going on in a video game, in my opinion.
I mean, that's just facts. Honest to goodness facts.
What ideas do you have for a representation for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games? Honestly, none. Like, when it comes to Pokemon, I generally look at all inspiration for them, not just one. Looking forward to Game Builder Garage? Honestly, no. I'm not that interested in that game.
When I first saw the title of that, I thought it said something else.
Tell that to the internet noise? Oh, about the brick thing? The internet can say, like, the people on the internet can say whatever they want. Like, it doesn't affect me in any way. Because it's like, people can trash on the things I like, or they can like the things that I don't like. It's not going to affect what I like and don't like. Like, if people can trash on games that I like to play, it's not going to stop me from wanting to play the games that I like to play. Like, I think for a lot of people, when it comes to them getting offended or angry about people liking things or not liking things that they have the opposite feelings for, people just take it too personally. Like, oh, you don't like this thing that I love, therefore you are judging me for liking this thing that I like. And unfortunately, there are going to be people that are going to be like that, but I just call those people scumbags. Like, people can like what they like. They can like what they don't want to like. So long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares? Just play it. Doesn't matter. People are allowed to be mad, even for DLC characters that you paid for but didn't want. Well, that's partly on you. Like, Sakurai did even say that, you know, if you buy the Fighter's Pass ahead of time, yes, you are taking a gamble, effectively, on what you're gonna get. You didn't have to buy it. Like, you could have just waited and then only bought and just and then only buy the characters that you actually did want. All right. Well, I think that's probably a good note to end on then. So, Danny, why don't we end things off by you reading off the list?
All right, I can do that. Alrighty, we have Sammy Lawrence, Roblox, Octolings, Sackboy, Gray from Fire Emblem Shadows of Valencia, Colonel Raddick, Vector Man, Robo and Bobo from Bonanza Brothers, Mega Man X, Alex Kidd, the Red Angry Bird, Gilmon, Birdo, Fall Guy, Hatsune Miku, Rad from Bionic Commando, Sub-Zero, Gaster, the boyfriend from Friday Night Funkin', Wolverine, Asura from Asura's Wrath, the Mario Rabid, Fawful, Ruby Rose, Weiss Schnee, Blake Belladonna, Yang Xiaolong, Lady Dimitrescu, Parappa the Rapper, Unjam Ralami, Vibri, the Scout, John from Red Dead Redemption, the Five Nights at Freddy's Puppet, Conquer, Talion Montaras from Shadows of Mordor, Nemesis from Resident Evil, Ryu Hayabusa, the Octo Dad, the Arbiter, Chun-Li, the Spy, Jonathan Joestar, Joseph Joestar, both young and old versions, Jotaro Kujo, Dio, Josuke Higashikata, Giorno Giovanna, Megaman.exe, Mega Man ZX, Mega Man Model A, Mega Man Star Force, Mega Man Volnut, Mega Man Zero, Doraemon, Pachirisu, Nightmare from Soul Calibur, Bokoblin, Infinite from Sonic Forces, Nia from Xenoblade 2, Lana from Hyrule Warriors, Chippy Robo, all four of the girls from Doki Doki Literature Club, so Monica, Sayuri, Yuri, and Natsuki, Mighty from Sonic the Hedgehog, Ray from Sonic the Hedgehog, Matt from Wii Sports, Juri from Street Fighter, Sakuya Izayoi, Dracula from Castlevania, the Chain Chomp, and Illager, Lilith from The Binding of Isaac, Cadence from Crypt of the Necrodancer, Zeke from Xenoblade 2, Pandoria from Xenoblade 2, 9-Volt, 18-Volt, Magic Koopa, Zitz from the Battletoads, the Terrarian, Jack and BT from Titanfall 2, the Robot from Enter the Gungeon, Yugi Moto, Steto Kaiba, Frank West, Candyman from Lethal League, Dunban, Ricky, Ryan, Charla, Melia, Metalface, Bionis, all from Xenoblade Chronicles 1. The Castle Crashers, Chomper from Plants vs. Zombies, N from Pokemon, Skid and Pump, Mona from WarioWare, okay, a bunch of characters from Mystical Ninja. So we have Goemon, Ebisumaru, Yai, and Sasuke. Sir Daniel Fortescue. Okay. Sir Daniel Fortescue, Gomez from Fez, Team Rocket, Kid Icarus Hades, Disney Hades, Scott Pilgrim, Scott Pilgrim, the Eggplant Wizard, Saitoka Kushi from Moe Ninja Girls, Rasputin from Psychonauts, Crypto from Destroy All Humans, Ratchet and Clank, Toriel, Urbosa, the Engineer, Beat from Jet.
Danny?
Octorok.
Hold on, Danny.
What?
I think you lagged out there for a bit.
What was the last character you heard?
Beat.
Okay, I didn't get farther. So Philia, DMC Dante, Octorok, Tronbon, Neo Cortex, Medusa from Kid Icarus, Bonk, Dark Matter, Chell, Pyro, the Big Daddy, Majin Buu, All Might, the Meme Mage, Proto Man, Ravio, the Sonic Forces Rookie, Samba de Amigo, Axel from Streets of Rage, Big the Cat, Strider Hiryu, Lloyd Irving, Echo the Dolphin, Homer Simpson, the Shy Guy, Alice Liddell, Winston from Overwatch, and lastly, Gardevoir.
All right, and then I did see one person, Charcoal Devil donated $2 to request for Goss Harrig from Monster Hunter Rise. Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, I guess with that said, everybody, this has been a blast. I'm glad I was able to do this with you guys to be able to talk about these characters. Help you clarify. You guys sharing your ideas with me. And just in general, like helping me to be able to improve for the future. All right, so I guess with that said, thank you all so much for joining us, and I will see you next time. Take care.